The following is a live sports presentation of GLICOD Communications, GLICOD.com.
GLICOD's coverage of Kentuckiana Football Friday starts now. Presented by Interstate Batteries.
Good evening and welcome to Bedford, Indiana, home of the Bedford North Lawrence High School and their football team, the Stars. I'm Mike Beck. Jim Kazmarek is with me tonight, and we are here for a beautiful night for a high school football game. Hoosier Hills Conference battle tonight between the Stars and Floyd Central Highlanders. What do you think tonight, Jim?
Well, first of all, I think it's a wonderful night for a high school football game. Of course, I say that every night depending on who we're playing, but it's always a wonderful night for a high school football game. So I am looking tonight. You know, Bedford's one of the top teams in Southern Indiana, 5-1 now. They've had some very close games, though. They beat New Albany by 1 point. They beat Terre Haute South last week by a single point. They have been living on the edge, so to speak. Floyd Central is 3-3, a strong running game. So I would say that we're looking forward to it. It should be a very good high school football game. Good Hoosier Hills game. We'll see how good Bedford North Lawrence is and get them ready for their upcoming game with Columbus East, which should really be the conference championship.
That is 2 weeks from tonight, and while it's unfair to say they're looking ahead, it's hard not to look at that last spot on the calendar. Columbus East not having their best season, but still undefeated in the Hoosier Hills Conference. Bedford been looking ahead to this year. They've got a couple of really talented seniors on offense, and they think maybe this is the year they can end that streak that's at 81 games now, I believe.
It's whatever it is, 81, 82.
Something like that.
It is an amazing streak. And actually, I was talking to Jeff Callahan, the athletic director at Bedford North Lawrence, who's a former player here, and I coached against him. He was telling me that they were the last team to beat Columbus East, whatever, 81 games ago, whatever it was. So, you talk to the coach, he's not even thinking about looking forward to it. He's not going to verbalize that, but deep down, they're looking forward to that next game against that last game against Columbus East.
Well, I can tell you, nobody cares who the last team to beat them was. Everybody wants to be the team to next beat them.
Right.
And that's the one that will get all the publicity and press. We'll go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we'll hear from the coaches. We'll start with Floyd Central's coach James Bragg and hear what he has to say. You also have an interview coming up with Steve Weber, coach of the Stars. So all that is coming your way as our pregame coverage gets underway right here from Bedford, Indiana. Stand by. We'll be right back with more high school football coverage right after this on GLICOD.com.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, Cinch.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure. But it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online, KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
The W.M. Kelly Company, complete metal manufacturing located in New Albany. They are always looking for experienced welders and machine operators. If you're interested in becoming part of their team, contact W.M. Kelly's Human Resources Office at 812-945-3529 or send an email to info@wmkelly.com. W.M. Kelly. Designing, building, innovating. This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by the W.M. Kelly Company in New Albany. With over 40 years experience in metal manufacturing, WMKelly.com.
Your friendly neighborhood Century Credit Union here.
It's a big game for you.
Yeah, very big. Yeah. Big for both teams.
This is Coach Jim Bragg. He's first year at Floyd Central. Coach, I know you were a head coach previous to coming to Floyd Central. Last year you were offensive assistant, correct?
Yep.
Now you're the head man. Big difference in responsibilities.
Oh, yeah. But there's much more responsibility, you know. Everybody, you kind of forget about all the background stuff, you know, it takes to be a head coach. But the transition's been good. You know, I have a good staff. I have a great support system with my administration. You know, my wife, a loving wife that understands what it takes to be a football wife, as they say. So it's been a pretty good transition for me.
Well, you mentioned the last thing is the most important. If you have an understanding wife who knows what it's like to be a football coach, then you've got half the battle won right away. Coach, Floyd Central traditionally a strong running attack. You've continued that this year. I know you have 3 running backs that are all doing a fine job for you. Now, you also must have some good offensive linemen who are creating holes for you.
Yeah, we got our backfield we have 2 seniors and a sophomore back there, and our linemen they're actually all seniors except for one. We have a sophomore on that line, so those guys have been starting to gel really well, especially after the first 2 weeks. You know, unfortunately tonight Tyler Edwards, basically our head of that 3-headed running attack, he's out for a week with an injury. But our linemen are healthy, and our other 2 guys got plenty of good quality reps this week, so we're ready to rock and roll.
Well, it's the old next man up, though, isn't it?
Next man up.
Right. He settled in at a quarterback last week. Tristan got to play the entire game, kind of a baptism by fire against Floyd Central. But it's the only thing you can do is make them better, right?
Yeah. You know, I decided to go with the sophomore Polk. You know, Trey still plays offense for us. He's out of the receiver for us now. He plays free safety for us. So, you know. Yeah, we threw him in the fire there with East, and he learned a lot real quick, you know. But like we said, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the best. And you know, last week was a huge test, which you know we came up short on. And this week with B&L, this is a great team, 5-1. They'll give us some coverage problems, you know, that we're anticipating on. So, I mean, he's going to learn, you know. Yeah. He's young, but we're gonna stick with it.
You know, there's no other way to learn except in a game. You can't simulate this in practice. It has to be a game situation. Best way to learn. Last question for you, Coach, and I'll let you go. McCall Ray, one of the top offensive players in the state, has got to have kept your defensive coaches up most of the night. Any special plans to defend him, or?
No, we just go out and play.
Football.
See what happens. You know, I mean, you know, we got to do our fundamentals. You know, you know, he is a great player and everything, but. And when if you start trying to do special things weekly, you know, it loses confidence in our kids and what we can do on the field. Right. So we're just going to try to keep fundamentally sound with our 4-3 and see what happens. You know,
Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks talking to you.
Thanks. What's up?
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Theresa Lamb in New Albany.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up. Wear your seatbelts and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports, located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street. The Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or small. The Locker Room invites you to team up with the best. For more information, call The Locker Room at 282-8600. That's 282-8600.
Sure. Try to take this is Ashton.
Hi.
She's all right. Coach Bless, 14 years at the helm. You are starting a freshman quarterback. What challenges are you faced with starting a freshman quarterback in a game like this?
Not really any challenges.
Sure. Try to take this is Ashton.
Hi.
Are you ready? Yep. This is Coach Steve Weber. He's in his 6th year as Bedford's coach. Coach, 5-1. You must be happy with where you are right now, but I know it's not where you want to be at the end of the season.
Oh, absolutely happy where we're at. You know, we've been in a bunch of brutal games. I don't think we've had a relaxing chance yet, so and it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon, but I'm very happy with them, absolutely.
Well, you have a wonderful squad. I'm sure they put in a lot of work this summer to get them where they are right now.
They have. The majority of my guys have been working hard since the end of last year. You know, in the weight room all winter long, workouts all summer long, and they've done everything we asked for them. So I'm happy for them and the success they're having right now. So.
Well, in tonight's game, Floyd Central traditionally a very strong running attack. What would be your plans to kind of keep that under wraps tonight?
Oh, gosh, I wish I had a plan. we've not been too successful, honestly, defensively this year. Anyway, that's kind of a sore spot for us right now. But we're working hard to get that. You know, the thing is, we just got to stay in our gaps and make sure tackles. The boy runs very, very hard. They block well for him, and we can't afford to hit him and let him bounce off and get extra yards. So work on our tackling and just stay gap sound.
McCall Ray, one of the top players in the state of Indiana, over 1,500 yards of total offense. But there's got to be some more weapons that he has to make him that good.
There is. That offense, they've been doing this. We do something in the springtime with our junior highs, and this bunch has been playing for 6 years now in this offense, and they understand it very, very well. His offensive line does a great job for him. Drew Scheffler split end, makes it really hard to single up and load the box up on him. And then obviously, you know, we got a great tailback and two good slots. I mean, he's got a pretty good offensive battery for him, you know, for himself there.
And you mentioned the offensive line. Coach, are you the offensive line coach?
You know, I am not. I am lucky enough that I can call time and tell people where to be and how to get it done. Okay. But Coach Derek Barker and Coach Mike Hayden are my offensive line coaches, and they do a great job with them.
Well, I'm looking forward to working the game. Good luck tonight, Coach. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm an extremely average golfer. I take my first full swing of the day and hit a perfect duck hook over the frontage road and right through your windshield. You yank the wheel and end up OB in a water hazard. And if you have cut rate insurance, you could be out a whole lot of green. So get Allstate.
And Floyd Knobs, call Allstate agent Packy Page today.
Hi folks, Jeff Kennedy with HKC Roofing. HKC has a full-time quality control supervisor on all our jobs. That's why we provide the best warranties in the roofing industry. We're so sure you'll love your new HKC roof. If you aren't satisfied, we'll pay a competitor to replace it. Call us now for your free digital roof analysis at 502-212-1081 or go online at roofyourhouse.com.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy! Oh, what I see there in your ear! It's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Westminster Village, Kentuckiana, a senior living community located in the heart of Clarksville, has been serving residents and the community for over 3 decades. Even if your needs change, your home doesn't have to. Independent apartments, assisted living, rehab programs, and skilled nursing. Call 812-282-9691 to schedule a tour and to find out more. Find Westminster Village, Kentuckiana on Facebook and online.
You're busy, always on the go, and when you need your car repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop and Auto Service, you can now make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and are family owned and operated. They've been serving your family since 1954. At 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. Call Call's Collision Repair at 949-5245. For mechanical repair, it's 948-2778. That's Call's Body Shop and Auto Service. Can we fix it? Yes, we can.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
Where's What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
And welcome back here, Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek, glad to be with you tonight at Bedford High School, home of the Stars, Bedford North Lawrence High School, I should say. That's a difference.
There is a difference, you're right.
The old Bedford High School no longer exists, but they were the Stonecutters, if I'm not mistaken.
They were the Stonecutters, yes.
And proud of it. But game day weather tonight brought to you by CASA, Clark County CASA. If you'd like to be an advocate or volunteer to enrich the life of a child, you can call 812-285-0743 or visit CasaVoiceClark.org. And it is a beautiful night after all the rain we've had, about 4 inches plus in some spots in southern Indiana. It's finally dry and a beautiful night here in Bedford, Indiana. Clear skies, temperature 71, dropping down into the 60s, maybe even to the upper 50s by the end of the game tonight. But great fall football weather, and we're ready for a good game. And speaking of that, time to take a look at our keys to the game tonight. And keys to the game brought to you by Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page and Floyd's Knobs. For free quote on your car insurance, you can stop by his office at Highlander Point or call 812-202-7271. Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page. Let's talk about some keys to the game, Jim, and what are some of the big ones tonight? Let's start with the Highlanders. They're on the road.
Well, one of the big keys of the game right now is the fact that Tristan Polk played quarterback for the entire game for the Columbus East game last week. He and Trace Wellman had been switching off almost series by series. So Tristan now has the
mantle.
He's got the mantle. He's got his hand on the helm, so to speak, for the Highlanders. The other big point in the game is that Tyler Edwards, one of their top running backs, in fact, their leading rusher, has been injured and will not be playing tonight. So the Winkers Wright and Bison Pirtle will have to carry the load for Floyd Central. Floyd Central is a strong running game, so the quarterback really is not going to be a major factor because they really don't throw the ball that much. I'm looking at Tristan's stats. He's 9 of 23 for 207 yards, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. So most of their passing comes off of their running game, their play action passes. Floyd Central has a strong defensive team. I think the key for them is going to be some ball control and to keep Bedford's high-powered offense off the field.
All right, and then switching gears, keys for the Stars. They come in with a pretty high-powered offense, but it's going to take more than that to get the win.
Well, it will, and they have been, as you heard their coach say, defensively, they have given up a lot of points. They have given up 41 against New Albany. It came out with a 1-point victory. They gave up 40 last week to Terre Haute South and had a 1-point victory. So they have been almost more like a track meet than a football game. They just have to outscore everybody. And for them, it all starts with McCall Ray. He's one of the top offensive players in the state of Indiana. He's got 1,033 yards rushing. He is passing, and he's also their leading rusher with 483 yards rushing. So 1,500 yards coming out of one player. That being said, he still has some pretty skilled people with him. Skylar Bates has 300 yards rushing, 10 yards a carry, and Wyatt Martin is the second leading rusher, 334 yards. Interesting thing about Wyatt Martin, he is also the second leading receiver on the team. Drew Schaffler has 32 receptions for 567 yards. So McCall has some real good weapons to go to, but he will carry most of the load. They also have an outstanding offensive line. We're just looking at some of the numbers here. Landon Hayes, 6'4", 250. Cale Bunch, 6'4", 270. Kirby Jandon, 6'2", 245. They have some beef on the line. To me, that is a very traditional Bedford North Lawrence offensive line or defensive line. They've always had some big, strong players in their offensive line. That goes back to when I was coaching at Madison in the late 70s.
As we talk about keys to the game, it's really no surprise if Bedford should put up 30, 40 points in the game, but the question is, can their defense rise to the occasion? They've been scraping by, living on the edge. You've got to wonder if living dangerously is going to catch up to them tonight.
Well, it will eventually. Eventually, you're going to have to play some defense, stop people. You cannot continue to rely on your offense to outscore. However, if you have that kind of an offense, it certainly makes it easier for the coach, the defensive coach, knowing that your offense can help the defense out a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are your keys to the game. Again, brought to you by Allstate agent Packy Page. We'll take another break, and we'll be back with the starting lineups and the kickoff. Kickoff about 4 minutes from now. Stand by. GLICOD coverage of Kentuckiana High School football keeps on rolling right after this.
Many children in your community need a voice. That's why you should volunteer for CASA, court-appointed special advocates who stand for the best interest of abused and neglected children involved in the court system. CASA volunteers are ordinary community members, and as a volunteer, you'll receive plenty of training and have lots of resources to help you with your cases. For more information or to become a volunteer, contact your local CASA office or visit casaforchildren.org.
Doug and Maureen Hope that travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for Sheriff.
When it comes to basketball, the Kentucky Wildcats are legendary. And when it comes to steaks, so is Pat's Steakhouse. Pat's opened in 1958, the same year the Fiddlin' Five won the national title. To make a reservation, call 502-893-2062 and check out patsteakhouselouisville.com. And when the weather's nice, make sure to ask about sitting out on the patio at Pat's. Pat's Steakhouse. They're not the best because they're the oldest. They're the oldest because they're the best.
Just about time for Bedford to run out on the field, led by the American flag. They're in their Army greens. And there they come. Stand by. We'll be right back with kickoff right after this on GLICOD.com.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family-owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
Hi folks, Jeff Kennedy with HKC Roofing. HKC has a full-time quality control supervisor on all our jobs. That's why we provide the best warranties in the roofing industry. We're so sure you'll love your new HKC roof. If you aren't satisfied, we'll pay a competitor to replace it. Call us now for your free digital roof analysis at 502-212-1081 or go online at roofyourhouse.com.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call through your dental exam and recare appointments, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleanings to complex procedures. Call Annette or Joyce today at 812-944-5155 and see why 5 generations of patients still return to Carter Family Dentistry, located on Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe. This is
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up. Shut up, Jeff.
I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From GLICOD Communications, it's Kentuckiana Football Friday. Presented by Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable since 1952. And available throughout southern Indiana. For the dealer nearest you, visit interstatebatteries.com. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Centra Credit Union. For banking and financial services that are centered around you. Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll, who reminds you not to text and drive. Kentuckiana Oral Surgery, with 4 locations to serve you, including behind Menards at Town Center Boulevard in Jeff. The W.M. Kelly Company in New Albany, designing, building, innovating, and now hiring. The Locker Room. Voyner's Autowear in Jeffersonville, family owned since 1981. And by Allstate agent Packy Page of Floyd's Knobs. He'll put you in good hands. Now to the field for all the action from GLICOD Communications on Kentuckiana Football Friday. Presented by Interstate Batteries.
Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek here. We're glad to be with you tonight. Bedford, Indiana, Bedford North Lawrence High School. The game between the Stars and the Highlanders of Floyd Central, the Hoosier Hills Conference matchup. And Bedford won the toss and didn't. They took the ball. It's so unusual these days, but they've got that offense. They want to get it on the field right away. Floyd Central will kick off, defend the south goal. And we're about ready to see a football game here. Kicking for Floyd Central is
Cole Hussung?
Cole Hussung, yes. Nice leg on this young man. He approaches the ball. And a nice kickoff. Is going to drive it all the way back into the end zone for a touchback. And Bedford will start on their own 20-yard line. And Hussung has been kicking very well.
Well, and Mike, just an aside here, if you'll notice one thing different tonight, this is a real grass field. And it's the first time we've really had one since Charlestown.
Do they still play on grass?
Very few of the 5A schools will still be, 5 or 6A schools will be playing on real grass.
All right, well, first down and 10. Bedford North Lawrence. We'll see a first look at that offense led by senior quarterback McCall Ray. Lines up in the pistol formation. Single back set behind him, and widespread offense, and a flag on the play to start the ball game. So that's That's a quick start-stop.
And Mike, I'm going to make an excuse for us right from the start. Bedford North Lawrence has green jerseys with black numbers, and it is very difficult to read their numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. It is Armed Forces night. They honor their armed forces. Pass out of the flat and a reception for 5 yards. Derek Hutchins on the reception. They'll pick up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Let's see, they gave him 6. They'll make it 2nd and 4. So come out throwing early, Coach. McElray back in the pistol. Their offensive linemen don't even get in the three-point stance. They start up high. Straight ahead option play. Ray pitches and runs out of bounds with a nice carry that time.
Skylar Bates. And you can see right away why McCall Ray is successful on that option play. He waited until the Floyd Central player committed to him, and then he pitched it. Floyd Central didn't have anybody on the pitch man.
Nice first down carry, ball out to the 35, 1st and 10. Bedford picks up their first down of the evening. Ray, first snap, fumbled the ball a little bit, late throw, and could have been an interception. And we get a flag on the play. And what was the call? Was that pass interference? Huddling here on the sideline, the referees having a little bit of a discussion. Did they force him out of bounds? Because that could be a penalty.
Well, normally if the referee throws his hat down on the ground on the sideline, that indicates that the player went out of bounds and then came back onto the field to play again.
And if he can,
no flag.
They wave the flag off, so no penalty, but a first down. Okay, how is that?
Did he complete that?
I thought it was an incomplete pass.
I did too.
I'm confused. 1st and 10. Either way, ball across midfield of the 48-yard line. Sorry, folks, I didn't see a completion there. I'm not sure what that call was. Ray in the pistol. Man in motion. Straight ahead. The carry by Wyatt Martin will pick up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Straight option play that time, and this time first man through.
Well, and that's a straight give. A lot of times you want to run the straight give the first couple times to make the defense honor that dive play.
Game clock ticking down. Just about a minute and a half away in the game. First series for the Stars. And we've got a penalty flag, another flag thrown. We'll see what this one's against. Primarily, this penalty will go against the offense here. And that's going to be the call. Illegal procedure, 5-yard penalty. It'll set them back to midfield. It'll be 2nd down and 12. That hurts.
Well, like we said last week, you don't want to get behind the change. 2nd and 12. Now, I'm not sure it's going to hurt their offense as much as it would some others.
That's true. Ray, as he has most of the season, starting in the pistol formation. Fakes the handoff, drops back, looks for a receiver, finds him. Drew Shuffler across the middle, had a big first down play and a late hit. It's going to tack on some more yards against Floyd Central. And we've seen a lot of yellow rags in a minute and a half here. Clock should stop on the penalty, I believe, but the game clock is still running. Am I mistaken on that?
No, it should be stopped. And it's not.
Shouldn't have. Well, we're up in the booth,
and
but nobody's noticing it.
Well, not only that, but it was a first down, too. Anyway.
And now it's stopped at the 10-minute mark. So they lost about 30 seconds of that play clock. See if they reset it or not. First and 10, ball at the 17-yard line. That penalty really hurt the Highlanders. Option play. Ray, beautiful fake. Floyd Central defender bit hard. And Ray picks up about 6 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Second down, 4.
They're running the option slightly different than most teams do. They're running with the motion man. It gives you really a different look for that defense.
That's for sure. Floyd Central has yet to figure it out either. 2nd down and 4. McCall Ray, single back set. Nobody in motion this time. And he keeps it, goes to his right. There's the pitch, and it's a touchdown. Skylar Bates takes the ball 17 yards into the end zone. I'm sorry, he takes it 11 yards. He was on the 11-yard line. So, touchdown, Bedford North Lawrence.
Well, you can see why McCall Ray is one of the top offensive players in the state. He runs this option to perfection.
Extra point lineup. Waiting for the snap. Snap and hold are good, and the kick is through the uprights. Bedford textbook march down the field except for an illegal procedure penalty. That looked pretty easy.
It looked way too easy. You know, as a defensive coach and you're playing against an option team, it's so vital for your players to understand their responsibilities. I have to stop the dive play. I am assigned to the quarterback. You are assigned to the pitch man. Everybody has a responsibility, and you all have to stay in that responsibility. If you decide, well, I'm going to get the quarterback, well, the quarterback knows to pitch the ball. I'm going to run over there and cover the pitch man. Well, the quarterback knows that, and he'll keep the ball.
Right.
So it's very, very important that the defense be disciplined and take care of their responsibilities. Floyd Central now has not had a man on the pitch man yet.
Interesting call. Here's the kick. A low kick, hits at about the 15-yard line, picked up at the 10, and out across the 20. Miles Frazier on the return for the Highlanders. And they'll spot the ball down at about the 21-yard line where Floyd Central's offense will get a first look at it tonight. With about 3 minutes gone in the game, Bedford North Lawrence, they look like it was a walk in the park down the field. Let's see what Floyd Central's offense can do against what has admittedly been a weaker Bedford North Lawrence defense this year. I formation, quarterback under center. Fake the pitch, it's a straight dive. And those piles, they don't move much once they get that big. But picked up about 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. Bays in on the tackle, Skylar Bates. Offense and defensive player, goes both ways for the Stars. Scored a touchdown, makes a tackle. He'll wash your car if you ask him. Oh, great move. Skylar Bates, first man through. And nothing doing that time. Winkers right, had nowhere to go. Loss of about 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 9.
You know, interesting, Bedford has several players that are playing both ways tonight, which is kind of surprising.
We haven't seen that a lot this year.
No, we haven't. But your old philosophy is you want to get your best 11 players on the field. So,
passing situation for Floyd Central. Polk in the shotgun. Fake the handoff. He's going to look to his left side. Has a receiver there and a first down. Nice pitch and catch. Miles Frazier on the reception. Ball out to the 35. Good job, Tristan Polk. They'll spot at the 34, but it's still a first down. Pretty clear where he was going with that. The defense didn't react.
You know, normally when it's 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 9, a play action pass is not going to be very effective to freeze the defense. It did that time.
It did. Ice cold. Polk in the pistol. Split back set. Two-step drop. Puts it up downfield. Wobbly pass. Receiver tried to come back to it. Couldn't get there. And it drops incomplete. Calvin Brown, the intended target.
Well, that'll loosen up the defense. Throw it deep. Keep them loose. Keep them from crowding that line of scrimmage. Floyd Central being a running team, if you can keep the defense loose a little bit, it's going to help your running game.
2nd down and 10. Ball back at the 34-yard line. Polk trying to stretch the offense that time and just didn't get. I don't know, when it comes out wobbly like that, is it the bad grip or bad form?
Just bad form.
2nd and 10. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. A little flare pass. That's almost like a running play. And we have a flag coming in, flying from the back judge. We'll see what the call is there. It's an interesting position on the field. Tackled by James Decker. Carries Calvin Brown on the reception. Gain of about 7 on the play, but we'll see what the call is. Looks like it's against Bedford.
But it was in Bedford's secondary, and that was a swing pass way off to the off into the holding.
Defensive holding. Well, that'll hurt. Offensive drive kept alive here by the Bedford North Orange Star penalty. And they're marking off
a big one.
That was 15 plus, it appeared to be.
Well, he gained 6 on the pass, so 21-yard gain for him.
Big first down for Floyd Central across midfield, first time tonight. This is their first drive.
And Tristan Polk looks very good on his short passes. He may, the long one, you talked about the long wobbly one, he may have been trying to throw really outside his range.
1st and 10. Ball at the 44-yard line. Polk waits for the snap. Gets it. They're going to put it in the air again. Flushed out of the pocket, goes to his left and throws through the hands of Brown. Incomplete. Almost Brown didn't appear like he was expecting that.
I don't think he was. I mean, his movement there was to influence the defense to cover him and bring somebody in behind the defenders. Bedford didn't go for it.
They didn't go for it. Didn't buy.
But Tristan was under a little bit of pressure there also.
Polk, just a sophomore, started his first full game last week against Columbus East of all teams. That's a baptism by fire. 2nd and 10, Brown in motion. He'll get the handoff. And he went nowhere in a hurry. Nice tackle by Jamie Deckard in the backfield. A loss of about 4. It's going to be 3rd and 14. And when you're a running team, those long behind the chains downs, those hurt.
Well, and he was able to get a first down when it was 3rd and 11.
We'll see what happens here. Definite passing situation. We got a spread offense. Trips to the near side. Polk going to look downfield. Has a man. And he's going to pick up yards after the catch, which may be enough for a first down. Across the 30 and down about the 27-yard line, and that will be enough to move the chains. Nice pitch and catch.
Yeah,
there.
It was a beautiful pass.
Floyd Central kept alive there that time on the arm of Tristan Polk as he hit his wide receiver, and looked pretty nice. Was that Miles Frazier on the catch, I believe?
That was Landon DeWeese, actually.
Landon DeWeese. I knew it was 28 or 29. I was looking through a bar here in the window, didn't quite catch it. Polk gets the snap, handoff this time straight ahead, bounces off one. Winker's right. Nice second effort, and he'll pick up a nice gain.
Excellent second effort. He was really stopped at the line of scrimmage.
9 yards on that carry.
That was a stop at the line of scrimmage. He kept his feet moving and broke free and picked up a nice run. 2nd and 1 leaves a lot of options for the coach.
Yeah, that's your favorite down distance, isn't it?
Yep.
2nd and 1. The only thing better than that is 1st and goal from the 1. Polk in the shotgun, right to his left. That's not confusing. Handoff goes to right. He'll have the first down in across the 15-yard line. The ball came out, but they said it was down when he hit the ground. And the ground can't cause a fumble. Is that correct?
Well, you're right. It cannot cause a fumble. But because once you hit the ground, the play is dead.
Correct.
And you hope that high school referees get a chance to see that, because in the pros and college they have multiple instant replays to look at it. So
no instant replay tonight, folks. No. What you see is what you get.
Thank goodness.
Football, the way it was built. 1st and 10. Ball at the right at the 15-yard line. Pitch to right, goes to his left. Going to have to beat a couple of defenders. Not successful. And they'll say they kept him in bounds as well. Maybe a yard on the carry. Not much more than that. Tabin Stillions on the tackle, along with a couple other stars. Normally in a red, white, and blue scheme. Bedford North Lawrence school colors. But they're wearing Army fatigues tonight.
And it's so difficult to read the numbers.
In honor of the U.S. military, it's military night here at Bedford North Lawrence High School. 2nd and 10, no gain on that last play. Right to the right, fakes the handoff. Polk throws out in the flat, has a receiver. And a great recovery by the cornerback, who gave him a lot of room, but closed the gap pretty quickly. And that pass was out to Landon DeWeese. Got 5 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 5. Surprised all the passes?
Yes, I am surprised, and I'm surprised at how well Tristan Polk is handling this. And the coach is putting him in successful passing situations. Short, quick passes, 5 yards, 10 yards, 5 yards, 10 yards.
Well, we'll see what he does here. 3rd and 5 from the 10-yard line. Fake the handoff, and another passing situation, and it's going to be a touchdown. And that was Miles Frazier on the reception. 10-yard pass play from Tristan Polk, and Floyd Central marches down the field. I have to say, courtesy of one big penalty, defensive holding penalty, which helped them out, but they did march the field, and they've come within a point of tying the ball game, 7-6.
And Floyd Central had 2 very, very nice passes on third and long situations.
Cole Hussing in for the extra point. Kicking game at Floyd Central, one of the highlights of this team. Snap and hold is good. Defensive effort there. They almost got to it. Came flying in, but not quite there. And with that, we've got a tie ball game here with about 3 minutes or so left in the first quarter. Floyd Central 7, Bedford North Lawrence 7. The Stars will get the ball back on the kickoff, but any first look at both offenses now? Any thoughts on that, Coach?
Well, I'm impressed with McCall Ray, but I knew I would be. You know, you don't have that many yards, and you're not a good player. I'm impressed with Tristan Polk as a sophomore coming into this game, and his passing proficiency right now is outstanding. Just keep letting him do the things that he can do successfully, his short, quick passes.
You know, it's a tough thing to start at the varsity level as an underclassman, even as a junior sometimes, but a sophomore. We saw a freshman last week at Bloomington North. These are some young kids, and the entire offense on their shoulders. It's not recommended, perhaps, but it seems to be working in this case. Hussing to kick off, ball at the 40. And here we go. This time they're going to go an onside kick, and Bedford not ready for it, and it went out of bounds. Floyd Central missed a huge opportunity.
I'm not sure that was really a planned onside kick. It just didn't look like the Floyd Central players on the left side of the kickoff team were prepared for that. But
I've never quite seen that before.
No, I haven't either.
The onside kick goes out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Now, will they spot the ball on an out-of-bounds kickoff? Normally it comes out to the 35. What do they do here?
Well, they're going to spot it where it went out of bounds.
That was my question. So they're determining that.
They're going to have a 5-year penalty added onto it.
And that will put the ball out at the 44-yard line. So an interesting play. Floyd Central trying to flip the tables here and get the ball back. And had an excellent chance to do it, but the kicking team totally missed an opportunity. 1st and 10, Stars. Motion man starts one way, comes back the other. Option play. Ray has got some room to run, and he'll go out of bounds, but we've got a flag in the backfield and another flag at the sideline as he's knocked out of the bounds by Miles Frazier, and they're going to say it was a late hit. Offsetting penalties, perhaps.
Perhaps, because it looks like it's holding over here in the middle field, and unsportsmanlike penalty, late hit on the sideline.
Unless they call that a dead ball foul, then that may come into play.
Well, yeah, it probably was a dead ball foul because it was hit out of bounds.
Well, here's the situation. That holding penalty, which we presume, the backfield flag, was really
holding on the Stars. Personal foul on the Highlanders.
And they're going to say they're offsetting, so they don't call it a dead ball foul, which would have offset the holding penalty. And that's a judgment call on the referee.
Right.
So,
well, if he was hit out of bounds, it's a dead ball foul.
Should be, yeah. They say it was just roughing, or then it's
yes.
It's a judgment call again.
So it's no play.
No
Start
play.
all over again.
That was a lot of talking for nothing. 1st and 10, ball back at the 44. Just erase that it never even happened. Let's see what they do here. Motion, it looks exactly the same play, but this time the handoff straight ahead. And Wyatt Martin on the carry. He'll come shooting out for about 6-7 yards. Nice run. And now they push the ball back to just across the 50 to the 49. So we'll give him 7 yards on that. 2nd and 3.
It's a long 3.
It is a long 3. It's kind of right halfway between. Ray running that offense out of the pistol. A lot of movement back there. Straight ahead is the handoff. And a great run. Wyatt Martin again called to carry. This time he comes up big inside the 30 to the 26. Well, they spot at the 27. As soon as I say that, they move it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just going to wait till they walk away. 1st and 10, nice run.
Yeah, well, hit him with the dive play, because what is Floyd Central's defense thinking? Cover McCall Ray.
Yeah.
Watch the pitch.
Well, obviously, you have multiple weapons. Might as well use them all. Clock ticks down. Under 2 minutes to go here. Option. Ray keeps it himself, cuts back to his right, and gets positive yards. Inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. 2nd and 6.
It's pretty shifty with the fake on the pitch, too.
Good hands.
It's interesting because the reads that McCall Ray has to make as far as the option is concerned is very similar to the reads that Tristan Polk is required to make on this passing attack.
Interesting. Man in motion, and we got a flag. Illegal procedure against Bedford, and they'll lose 5, so they'll bring up 2nd and 11. And I'll push that marker back just a bit. They don't seem too concerned by 2nd and long, 3rd and long.
No, they don't. Well, like I say, with the type of offense they have, it's quick hitting, as you've seen. A dive play can turn into a 29-yard gain.
Yeah, that's a nice weapon to have. Wyatt Martin. I mean, he hits that dive, and he's a load.
Yeah.
2nd and 11. Motion. And he's going to pull it back, put it in the air. Defense covers. Miles Frazier gets over there in time to help break it up, but nice looking pass down the seam.
Was perfect. Actually, it was a catchable ball.
I didn't want to say that because, we'll make the kids feel bad, but he could have had a touchdown there. Drew Shuffler on the release and got a little bit of separation and a nice throw.
you know, Drew Scheffler is their leading receiver. He doesn't miss too many passes.
And he'll split out here to the near side. Jamie Decker trying to figure out what's going on. Give the play into the quarterback. He lines up in that slot position. It's straight pass, and it's a screen pass.
88.
Martin with the catch, and he'll go out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. Brings up 4th down, though. And I have a feeling that Bedford North Lawrence, 4th and 5.
Yeah, they're going for it.
They didn't even hesitate. That was Wyatt Martin on the reception. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter, 7-7 ball game. Bedford North Lawrence has the ball. Their second drive of the night. No punts so far. I imagine you're pretty lonely if you're a punter at Bedford North Lawrence High School.
88.
Wyatt Martin on the carry, and we're going to have a flag in here. He'll go down short of the first down, but will the penalty give them the bonus? I have a feeling we may have a 5-yard incidental face mask. We'll see what the call is. He needed 5 yards. He got about 3. And it's a 5-yard variety of a face mask, and it's enough to push them into a first down. Ball down to the 19-yard line.
Penalty Floyd Central couldn't afford.
It's hard to get this offense off the field for Bedford, and when you have them in a 4th down play and have them stopped, you can't give up that penalty. How many times have we seen that kill a defensive team spirit? 1st and 10, motion man. Wyatt Martin bounces off a couple of tacklers before getting brought down. Only 3 yards on that carry, but boy, he looks like he's a tough one to stop.
Yeah, he does. Runs hard.
May get one more play here, maybe not.
5'10", 195. He's a good-sized young man. 5'10", 195. He doesn't look that big on the field.
We'll see if they get the snap off to 6 seconds. They do. Ray's going to keep it himself, and this time the defense sniffed that one out.
They certainly did.
Couple of Highlanders in on the play that time.
Lost 2. Now that's the way you defend the option, Mike.
Reagan Bowman in on that stop. And with that, that's the end of the first quarter. Bedford North Lawrence 7, Floyd Central 7. We'll take a break. We'll be back with our second quarter right after this. You're watching GLICOD's coverage of Kentuckiana High School football. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online at KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports, located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street. The Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or small. The Locker Room invites you to team up with the best. For more information, call The Locker Room at 282-8600. That's 282-8600.
Welcome back, Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek. Second quarter just getting underway here. Tie ball game. Bedford and Floyd Central tied at 7, but the Stars are on their second drive of the evening and threatening inside the red zone. They have a 3rd and 9 from their own 11-yard line. After they run this play, we'll update you on some scores going on. Ray hands off the dive straight ahead. And Wyatt Martin again on the carry. 5'10", 195 pounds, and he's making good use of all of that tonight. But came up just a yard or so short of the first down, so it's going to be 4th and 1. Really close down to about the 6-yard line. Let's look at some scores here real quickly. Charlestown leads Corden with 2:23 to go in the first quarter, 14-0. Providence trails Mitchell at the end of the first, 8-0. New Albany leads Jeff at the about halfway mark of the first quarter, 7-0. Silver Creek North Harrison tied at 7 right now. Man in motion, 4th down play. Can Floyd Central get the stop?
No.
Doesn't appear so. It'll be 1st and goal. Bedford North Lawrence keeps the drive alive. First and goal from...
about the 2, Mike, about the 2.
That's like an extra point.
They're really gashing him right now with Wyatt Martin on the dive play.
It's setting up everything else.
Yeah, because, I'm sure the Floyd Central defensive coaches were talking about, you got the pitch, you got the quarterback. Now they're gashing him with the dive.
Team brought out 2 yards from glory here. And we have a whistle, penalty. And I think we have movement again against Bedford North Lawrence. No, this is offsides against the defense. Interesting call. So 5-yard penalties.
Well, it's actually going to be a 1-yard penalty.
It's about
half the distance of the goal.
A little bit of a break for Bedford, but not much.
No.
Doesn't really change much of anything. Still 1st and goal. I doubt you even switch up the play unless you want to, I guess.
I think I'd give it to Wyatt Martin on the dive play.
I think he's earned it on this drive. He's lined up in the backfield. McCall Ray in the pistol, waits for the snap. And it gives it to Martin, who breaks the plane of the goal line for a touchdown. And while he was thrown back, all he has to do is get that ball across the plane of the line. And it's a touchdown. 13-7, Bedford North Lawrence strikes here early in the second quarter. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
And we saw again how a penalty affects keeping a drive alive.
That really hurt New Albany last week at Bloomington North. Kind of got in their heads, I think, in the second quarter when they began to lose control. Extra point attempt. Split the uprights, and it goes to 14-7. Well, it's not a defensive battle. It's more of who can outscore the other.
And this looks like what I would guess is a typical Bedford North Lawrence football game where they're just going to try to outscore you.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what adjustments that the defensive coaches from Bedford has made during that long drive, which is one of the good things about having an offense that drives the ball. It gives you some time to coach up your defensive kids.
That's true. Deep for the Highlanders, Winkers right, and Calvin. No, it's Calvin Brown and Miles Frazier deep for the Highlanders.
And kicking off for Bedford North Lawrence is Jamie Underwood.
Here he comes. Kicks it low. It bounces, taken by an up back. Spencer Prentice takes the ball and just runs upfield with it. A lot of times those up backs don't really know what to do, but that was a good, take it and just run.
Take it and run straight ahead, get as many yards as you can. Don't do anything stupid, don't do anything fancy.
He did his job, got it across the 30 to the 33-yard line, and that's where Floyd Central will take over. They've got 2/3 of the field to work with.
And Tristan Polk back in at quarterback.
Yeah,
he's got to gain a lot of confidence that last drive.
Yeah, that's got to help him.
Yes.
Especially after starting last week and the offense getting shut out by Columbus East. Motion man. Handoff. No, it's a pass. Nice fake. And the player knocked out of bounds. Landon DeWeese on the reception, and I bought the fake. I think a few of the defenders did as well, but a nice pass from the 33 to the 47-yard line. We'll call that 14 yards.
Yeah.
At least my
And a well-designed play, too, Mike. You see how they cleared out, the two wide receivers cleared out the entire left side of Bedford's secondary, and they just swung the back out. Again, it's a nice little easy pitch and catch for the quarterback.
Well designed. 1st and 10. Polk takes the snap, but we've got movement up front. This play never happened. Make it 1st and 15. Ball will go back to the 42, and they'll try it again. Now, as a coach, do you change up the play again from 1st and 10 to 1st and 15?
Well, I would say yes, because what you want to try to do is get back into a 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6 situation. So whatever play you have that you can gain 7, 8 yards on, now, which would be a passing play probably.
Now, do you design these as a coach? Did you have them written out in a playbook, like these are 5-yard plays, these are 10-yard plays, these are 2-yard plays?
No, it was mainly be long yardage, short yardage, medium yardage plays.
Gotcha. We'll see what they dial up here. Polk fakes the handoff. That would have been a lateral, but he caught it. Calvin Brown spins out of the first defender, but not so lucky on the second. And he's going to lose more yards. That play didn't work as well as it did when they drew it up on the whiteboard. I'll say that. Loss of about 3. Back to the 39-yard line. That makes it 2nd and 18.
Yeah, now you're getting into tougher yardage for a young quarterback. And that basically, you're right, Mike, that basically was the same play that they had run to the right side. They ran it to the left side that time.
But the defense, if they're paying attention and watching formation, we'll see that unfold. Trips to the near side. Definite passing situation. And he has a receiver, but it's picked off. Jamie Deckard pulls it down. Brings it back to the near sideline. And finally brought to the ground by a host of Highlanders, led by Miles Frazier, but the damage had been done. Tristan Polk threw it into deep coverage, and that's dangerous. Do we have a flag on the play? We do.
I heard the public address announcer. I would imagine it's an illegal block over here. And he just took the quarterback kind of out of his comfort zone. Those quick, short passes he was very successful in. Now you asked him to throw it 20 yards upfield.
And that penalty is going to be against Bedford North Lawrence, and a block in the back will be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which was the 49-yard line. So they did get the interception, but they'll lose the yards.
Yeah, they lost a lot of yardage on that.
And the ball will go back to their own 39-yard line. They'll take it over a 1st and 10 there. But turnovers, we didn't really talk about that in the pregame, but a turnover could be deadly for Floyd Central in a game where they've got to play keep up.
That's right. There you go, keep up. Not catch up, keep up.
Keep up. McCall Ray, Wyatt Martin behind him. Motion man. He fakes the handoff. Has a receiver out there and runs into the side judge. Drew Shuffler not able to get there. It'll be 2nd and 10. That was an interesting call. Shuffler wide open, but the pass wasn't there that time.
Not a good pass.
It happens. Even the best one.
Well, that's right. It's nice to know he's not perfect. Which you wouldn't expect any high school player to be exactly perfect.
No, I haven't met those yet. 2nd and 10. About 8.5 to go, first half. Option play. McCall Ray gets the pitch, and it's a fumble. And it goes out of bounds. And we have a flag on the play. And we'll see what the call is.
Forward lateral. But he was...
So it'll be an incomplete pass.
I think he's going to pick that flag up because the forward lateral was actually in the backfield, which makes it a forward pass. Had he been beyond the line of scrimmage, then that would have been a forward lateral.
Yeah.
So now it's just an incomplete pass.
It was close.
Yes, very.
Very close, but they determined it was an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 39-yard line. Thanks for that insight there. Fakes the handoff. Here he comes. Late defender at him. Drew Scheffler brings it down, and it's going to be a touchdown. all the way from the 39 to the goal line.
61-yard touchdown. Heck of a weapon.
He sure is.
Because you had him in 3rd and long. And Mike, if you watch the play all the way through, McCall Ray got rid of that ball with a big Floyd Central defender right in his face.
Kick is up. Bullseye. 21-7 is your score. And Floyd Central now upside down by 2 touchdowns, and this is not where they wanted to be. You're going to keep up with Bedford North Lawrence. You don't want to start 2 down.
You're going to have to make them punt. You have to make them punt. You're going to have to, kind of like a tennis match, you have to break serve.
Good analogy. Well, what they would love to get is like a great return here on a kickoff. That would be a fire starter. 21-7 the score. Bedford North Lawrence, Floyd Central. Tied early on, but that interception by Jamie Deckard, that was a killer.
That was a great interception, too. He made a wonderful catch.
And the kick.
It's going out of bounds.
Way out of bounds. No return on that play. You know, some coaches, they don't mind that penalty because they don't have to worry about the return.
Yeah. The better play is to kick it deep into the end zone so you don't have to worry about the return. They get it on the 20 rather than the 35.
That's true. But if you don't have a kicker that can get it there.
Well, that's a good weapon that Floyd Central has. The young man that's the kicker for Floyd Central.
Cole Hussing.
Thank you. Cole Hussing is a good weapon for them.
Tristan Polk. Now, how do you get back on the horse when you've thrown an interception? Do you give him a couple of short passes?
Short, quick, confidence-building passes.
1st and 10. Floyd Central needs to answer after that turnover and touchdown. Straight ahead. Winkers right. Across the 40. And he'll pick up about 5 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Winkers right. He's really been called into some heavy-duty action with Tyler Edwards out with the injury tonight. You take away a 6-yard a carry running back, that's going to mess up your offense.
Yeah, and it may force you to do more passing than you really wanted to.
And that may be what we're seeing tonight. Military service night. That's why the green camo uniforms for Bedford. Snap, handoff to right. Couple of yards, no more. Wrestled to the ground. And stopped this time by the defensive player, Cale Bunch.
So it's another way. Yeah, there you go. Cale Bunch, one of our best names ever. He goes on the all-name team, Mike.
He's on the all-name team. Is that like the all-Madden team at the end of the season? Do I get like a turkey leg or something? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Big 3rd down play here. 3rd and 2. The 43. High formation. Wright goes straight ahead. He's going to be close. See where they spot it.
4th down.
One says yes, the other says no. And he's waving the chains.
Oh my. Oh my. That's a very favorable spot.
And we're right above the home stands and some moans and wails.
Well, Floyd Central got a favorable spot there.
Well, you sure can't say it was home officiating because they're on the road. So a break for the Highlanders. Looked like he did get a very generous spot. 1st and 10. They've got a new set of downs. And a timeout taken by Floyd Central as they had a personnel mix-up. And they had a kid come in and nobody came off. They didn't know what to do. So they'll take a quick timeout. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back right after this on GLICOD.com. Stay with us. More right coming your way.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Doug Fisher in Clarksville.
And welcome back here. Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek with you at Bedford North Lawrence High School, Bedford, Indiana. Floyd Central had to take a timeout there, 1st and 10, and they had a kind of a personnel mix-up on the field after picking up that first down. They had a little bit extra time to figure it out, and they still couldn't get it done.
No. I have noticed now that Trace Wellman is in at wide receiver for Floyd Central.
Started the season at quarterback and is very capable of going back to that position should he be called on. Fake the handoff. Pass out in the flat to Caleb Brown.
That's complete to number 10, Calvin Brown.
Calvin Brown, my mistake. And he got it inside the 45 to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Floyd Central.
First down, Highlanders.
Very easy pitch and catch. Bedford's, I can see why the coach said it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Quarterback under center, I formation. Handoff to Winker's right. Fights through the first wave.
He's still fighting.
Not a bad run. I thought he was stopped at the line of scrimmage. He ended up getting 5 yards. That'll be second down. Well, where they spotted, it'll be 2nd and 6.
So when a lot of Bedford players make a tackle, do you call that a galaxy of tacklers?
A galaxy of stars.
How's that?
I love it. Or constellation.
Oh, that's even better.
That's cool. We enjoy our own broadcast, folks.
Entertain ourselves.
2nd and 6. The pistol. It's a pass play. And Brown on the catch. Spins out of one defender's arms. Stays in bounds and fights for a couple more yards before he's tackled at about the 27. Picked up 9 on that play. Not a bad job. Playing within themselves.
Exactly. You're asking the sophomore quarterback to do the things that he can do successfully. Short, quick passes. They've got a good scheme on how they're opening up the flat area on Bedford's defense.
1st and 10 from the 27. Floyd Central desperately needs to have a successful drive here. 21. Stretch play. Winker's right, stretched it.
Oh, good move.
And got inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. And we've got a player down. It's going to be a Bedford North Lawrence star who's injured on the field. Well, they're going to take a look at him. While they do that, we will go ahead and take a quick break and be right back. Right after this, Floyd Central trails Bedford North Lawrence 21-7. Stand by. We'll be right back.
GLICOD.com is the premier online source for the most in-depth coverage of high school sports. From the best in play-by-play events to real-time score updates and a gallery of the area's top performers, GLICOD.com is a must-click for more on your favorite team. Browse and watch, video, audio, live, and archived. That's GLICOD.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, too, at GLICOD.
And welcome back as Trey Spear is able to get off the field under his own power and a little gimpy perhaps, but doesn't appear to be anything broken, and that's good news for Bedford North Lawrence as Trey Spear is a junior, but one of the better defenders on that Bedford North Lawrence defense.
Yeah, he's one of their leading tacklers, Mike.
1st and 10, ball on the 14-yard line after that carry by Winker's right. A nice run and a pickup 13 yards. They needed it. But what they're looking for waits 14 yards away. Polk in the pistol, right with a carry. Left side, and we have another flag coming in late. And we got another hold. And it's definitely going to be against Floyd Central. Tristan Polk just double checking, but I know players will talk to the refs. Come on, ref, it's the other guy. That never worked, though. I had a few conversations with refs.
Well, and my conversation to the referee would be, oh, come on, he's a nice guy, and he didn't mean to do it. Give him a break.
Did you say that?
Yes, I did. Give him a break. And they just look at you like, oh.
Like, yeah, well, that's very thoughtful of you, but it doesn't work that
No, sorry. I know he's a nice guy.
From the line of scrimmage, so that'll push him back 10. It'll be 1st and 20. Oh, that's a painful one, especially when they got down to the 14-yard line. Eat the elephant. Small chunks here, Tristan Polk. And he's going to drop back and look across the middle for a receiver, and he throws it into the scary spot for a quarterback.
Very lucky that wasn't there. That was a bad pass, because if he'd have thrown a good pass, that would have been intercepted.
Yeah. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 20 from the 24-yard line. And again, he was going for a whole lot more yards. Was he throwing for an underman, or was a receiver supposed to be there that wasn't?
Well, I think he overthrew the receivers that were going up the seam.
Fakes the handoff, throws into double coverage, and the catch.
Wow, that was a big-time catch there.
Landon DeWeese on the catch, and that was all hands.
That is a big-time catch right there.
Picked up 13. It'll be 3rd and 7. Or 3rd and 8. It's hard to say. I don't care how many yards he got, but I was impressed by the fact that he got clocked and held on to that.
And held onto the ball. And it was a tough catch because it was a high ball, too.
Big 3rd down play here, but Floyd Central in 2-down territory. Loose ball, and it looks like Bedford may have come up with it.
And 4th down. No, Floyd Central came up with it.
And that is a huge break. Tristan Polk able to get back down on the ball. And I did not see the exchange right where I'm sitting. I've got the windows open, so I got 2 bars in front of my eyes, and I had to shift to see.
Well, it actually looked like a Bedford defender penetrated the offensive line and kind of got into the mesh point of what he was trying to do with it. But I really believe that was going to be a pass, because I think he was trying to fake it to Winker's right.
Cole Hussing into attempt a 35-yard field goal. A 42-yard field goal. Snap and the hold, plenty of leg.
Plenty of leg, and it is good.
21-10, field goal, Cole Hussing. That ball was on the 25 where it was spotted, so it's a 35-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Not a bad looking kick.
No, and he had plenty to spare.
Yeah.
That could have been another at least 10, 15 yards.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, a couple weeks ago he hit a 48-yarder, 42, 48-yard, something like that. It was a nice kick.
Yeah, he's got a good leg.
And I can see why. Floyd Central, not what they want to do, though. They're not going to win this ball game on the leg of Cole Hussing as strong as it is. They need touchdowns.
Another onside kick?
Might as well try. I don't think you're going to catch them unawares a second time, but you might.
Well, and if you look, Mike, Bedford North Lawrence's second line has just moved up 5 yards.
They're anticipating trouble.
They're anticipating something.
Hussing's onside kick last attempt did exactly what he wanted, which was get through that first line.
Right.
The kicking team simply didn't get to the ball. Went out of bounds, and it became the Bedford North Lawrence ball. That you could call almost that a turnover. Here's the approach. And he boots it up and away. Going to be taken at the 1 yard line. Out across the 15, 20, cuts to the left. Got some room, but Winker's right. Chases him down from behind.
Yeah, it's a good return, though. 26, 27-yard return.
I believe that's Taven Stillions on the return. Those numbers very difficult to read.
Yeah.
Stars from their own 27.
First and 10, ball on the 27-yard line. Bedford North Lawrence up by 11, 21-10. They've got to be pretty happy where they are right now. Ray takes the snap, going to pass, rolls out, throws it to his right, and a reception for about 3 or 4 yards.
Number 9, Derek Hutchins.
Derek Hutchins on the reception. They'll give him 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. Ball to 32. Interesting, it started to the left. He spun around, looked back to the right, had a guy wide open. Halftime score, Silver Creek over North Harrison, 14-13. That sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
14-0. Charlestown leads Cord in the last look. Ray drops back, has a man wide open, and makes the connection. Drew Scheffler gets the catch and some yak yards after, down to the 45-yard line of Floyd Central. And those kind of plays really keep Floyd Central on their heels.
They do. That was an outstanding catch, too.
He had great separation across the middle, no defender near him. First and 10, motion. McCall Ray drops back. This time they get to him, and he throws it in the hands of a defender. But Miles Frazier couldn't make the catch.
I'm not sure. McCall Ray was under a lot of pressure and really threw that off balance. Really ill-advised pass. Should have been intercepted.
Ill-advised, a great way to say that. I would say that as a coach, you would say it a different way. In the locker room.
I would have said,
that's an ill-advised pass.
McCall, that was ill-advised. Don't do it again.
Second down and 10, another missed opportunity for Floyd Central. And this time a penalty. Was it encroachment or was it against the Stars?
Against the Stars.
5-yard variety of the legal procedure.
You know, Mike, you don't expect to see those kind of procedure penalties at this point in the season. You know, you're in this 7th game of the season.
Yep. Usually you get those week 1, maybe week 2, but you shake that off as the year goes by. Unless you're in a high-tension, high-stress situation, maybe I can see somebody getting a little jumpy.
Yeah.
But that ain't this.
No.
Minute and a half or so to go here in the second quarter. They're up by 11. They've got the ball right at midfield, and I'm going to give it back. This time Floyd Central jumps. Aren't you glad we got that new flag graphic we added to our scoreboard this week? Because we've used it a lot.
I see that. We have used it a lot, unfortunately, tonight.
Will Harper, our scoring technician, Providence freshman who's interning with us, has done a fantastic job. And I threw a little wrinkle at him. I said, can you do the flag? And we figured out how to make it work. And now we got to use it quite a bit. Option play, comes to the near side. Ray cuts up. And he keeps running through tackles.
Oh, my.
Touchdown, McCall Ray. 45-yard run by Ray.
Well, I think he stepped out of bounds.
Another save.
They're going to mark him. They're going to mark him out of bounds on the 15-yard line, Mike.
Nice run, though, by Ray. You almost have to give that to him on style points.
Yes.
Because that was a heck of a run by the quarterback. He just refused to go down. They spotted at the 14-yard line.
Timeout.
And timeout called by Floyd Central. Their second timeout. They'll take a quick break, and they want to talk this over. We'll take a quick one as well. We'll be right back right after this on GLICOD's coverage of Kentuckiana High School football.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Doug Fisher in Clarksville.
$21-10 is your score. Timeout taken by the Highlanders. They have one remaining here in the first half. Bedford not used up any. Haven't really needed to.
Well, they may hear. There's minute 23 left in the first half. So I know Bedford North Lawrence wants to get in the end zone here.
1st and 10, ball at the 14-yard line after that outstanding run by McCall Ray. Low snap, but he controls it, keeps it himself. This time, they'll get a stop on it. Bison Pirtle and J.D. McKay in on the stop for the Highlanders. And Bedford uses their first timeout, as you surmise they may. So they'll take a timeout. We'll take one. We'll be right back with just about a minute or so to go here in the second quarter. 21-10, Bedford over Floyd Central.
GLICOD.com is the premier online source for the most in-depth coverage of high school sports. From the best in play-by-play events to real-time score updates and a gallery of the area's top performers, GLICOD.com is a must-click for more on your favorite team. Browse and watch, video, audio, live, and archived. That's GLICOD.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, too, at GLICOD.
And we're back from the timeout. Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek. Second down and 10. No gain on that last play. Ray spins out. This time the defense sniffs it out, but they can't get him stopped deep for the loss. And he finds his way back to the line of scrimmage, maybe an extra yard.
Yeah, actually picked up 3 yards.
He's hard to tackle. Timeout taken again by Bedford, their second. We'll stay with the action here because we simply run out of breaks to run. So minute left to go here, and Bedford on the threshold of going up 28-10 perhaps.
It's a big stop. Floyd Central can keep Bedford out of the end zone. This is a big stop for them. They go into halftime with some real good life.
Yeah. Interesting scores as they're starting to come to us. A couple of them, one of them surprising at least. We'll tell you what that is in our halftime coverage. But Providence and Mitchell locked up in a battle tonight. Maybe a little bit unexpected. Highlanders on the road at Mitchell. Silver Creek North Harrison in a tight one. Charlestown over Corydon and New Albany Jeff tonight. So pretty good slate of ball games.
Yeah.
Right here, Floyd Central, Bedford North Lawrence, 21-10, as you see on the screen. Both teams with a timeout left. It'll be a 3rd and 8 situation now. And here we go, McCall Ray. You know, we haven't called Wyatt Martin's name in a little while. And Jamie Deckard got a little jumpy. That's almost the cardinal sin out of a timeout.
Yes, well, especially when you're down in that red zone area, you certainly don't want any mistakes.
3rd and 8 became 3rd and 13.
Yeah. Well, sometimes a 5-yard penalty down there is not all that bad because it gives you a little more room to operate.
Yeah. You say that because you're up here.
Yeah,
now. Right. If you were down there wearing the blue, you'd be unhappy. Yeah, I get what you're saying, though, because it does open up some things in the passing lanes. 3rd and 13, 2-down territory. They've got one timeout left. I'm sure they're going to want to hold on to it. Minute left to go in the first half of the ball game. And a flag on the play.
Delay a game.
And Bedford North Lawrence steps back another 5.
See, that's not always that bad down here, Mike, because
You're going to say that again?
Now I would.
Yeah, you'd be blowing your top.
Yes, I would.
Who's that on, though? You're going to say that's
a quarterback.
He's not going to be happy with that. Let's get him up, get him set. There is a play clock down in the field, so it's not hard to see. 3rd and 18 now. Finally, the defense gets through there and makes the stop. And a late hit, an insanely late hit. Trent Mason comes in after he's well down and starting to get up, and they hit him again. I can only surmise he didn't know that the quarterback had been tackled somehow. That's, oh my gosh.
that hurts.
That is a head scratcher, and the referees are trying to determine what they're going to call on this. Did he not? Was there a whistle?
There was a whistle. I did hear a whistle, and it was.
Because if you don't hear a whistle as a player, you won't stop.
Because you've been taught to play till you hear the whistle.
Yeah, and maybe that's what they're discussing. Did they see him down but not blow? I mean, I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Right.
But that's what we do when we have nothing to say.
Well, and it's up here. It's easy to speculate. And, we got a 50-50 chance of being right.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, whatever decision they make, this is a big decision here.
Yeah.
If it's a penalty, it really is favorable for Bedford. And if it's not, it's huge for Floyd Central.
There are 2 penalties on the play.
Personal foul against Floyd Central. Why is Bedford backing up?
Personal foul against Bedford.
This is going to be march it off one way and then march it back the other way.
And the crowd grows restless. And that brings the ball
back to where they started from.
With the sack.
Yeah, after the sack.
And that puts the ball at the 37-yard line. So it's 4th and forever.
Yeah, 4th and goal forever.
All right, well, this is a big play for Floyd Central. They might be able to get a chance to get the ball back. Nothing to lose here if you're the Stars. Motion man, McCall Ray drops back, going to get flushed around, and he finally puts it up into the end zone, and it's incomplete in the end zone. And they're lucky they didn't get a hit on the quarterback after he released the ball. And the Stars fans certainly felt like it was a late shot. Floyd Central, they're playing with fire tonight.
Well, they are. That was a big stop for Floyd Central. I'm surprised that a team of Bedford North Lawrence quality made that many mistakes down there inside the red zone, inside the 10-yard line.
That could have been one of those kind of drives that break the back of the other team.
Yeah.
Going to halftime with an 18-point lead, they weren't able to make it happen. Winkers right to the left. Right goes left. Picks up about 3. It'll be second. No,
2.
Picks up 1. They keep moving back. Okay, just a single yard on that carry. 2nd and 9, and with the clock running under 20 seconds, they're either going to have to throw downfield or just settle for a few yards on the ground. And no gain on that play. And that's going to do it, I believe, for the half. And that is the end of the half. Bedford North Lawrence 21, Floyd Central 10. Kind of got sloppy there in the last minute and a half or so.
Yes, it did.
We'll take a break. We'll be back with our halftime program right after this on GLICOD.com.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for Sheriff.
When it comes to basketball, the Kentucky Wildcats are legendary. And when it comes to steaks, so is Pat's Steakhouse. Pat's opened in 1958, the same year the Fiddlin' Five won the national title. To make a reservation, call 502-893-2062 and check out patsteakhouselouisville.com. And when the weather's nice, make sure to ask about sitting out on the patio at Pat's. Pat's Steakhouse. They're not the best because they're the oldest. They're the oldest because they're the best.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call through your dental exam and recare appointments, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleanings to complex procedures. Call Annette or Joyce today at 812-944-5155 and see why 5 generations of patients still return to Carter Family Dentistry, located on Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy! Oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Find out about online banking and other services by visiting Centra.org.
Halftime here at Bedford North Lawrence High School. The Stars lead the Highlanders 21-10 at the midpoint break, and a lot going on tonight. Your pen over there is starting to smoke. You're writing so fast. He's counting on his fingers and toes and anything else we can come up with as he's working on the stats. But pretty good ball game up until the midpoint of the second quarter, when the turnover, I think, from Floyd Central, really kind of a devastating blow. The interception, Bedford able to capitalize on that. 21-10 is your score. Nice extra long field goal from Cole Hussing, highlight for the Highlanders in the first half. But it is 21-10, and Floyd Central has one advantage in the second half. They'll get the ball first with a chance to cut into that lead, but they got an uphill battle tonight. We'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back with stats and more right after this. You're watching GLICOD.com coverage of Kentuckiana High School football. Stay with us.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy! Oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Theresa Lamb in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for Sheriff.
Back here at halftime, Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek, and you're catching up with old friends here as we take you through Southern Indiana.
Yes, and it is fun to catch up with some old friends. Back when I was coaching at New Albany, coming up to Bedford, or at Madison, coming up to Bedford, it was always it wasn't always successful, but it was always a lot of fun.
Yeah, great place to play. It's a great athletic school. They really support their teams. And,
yes, they do.
It's always good to be at a place like that. Let's talk about some stats. I know you worked really hard, so share what you got there, Coach.
Well, for Bedford North Lawrence, McCall Ray, 7 of 12, 121 yards and 1 touchdown. Rushing, McCall Ray, 7 carries, 31 yards. A long run of 30, so he had some losses in there too. Took some sacks there at the end.
Yeah.
Skylar Bates, 2 carries, 21 yards and a touchdown. And Wyatt Martin, 7 carries, 55 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, of course, as we knew, Drew Schaffler, 4 catches, 101 yards and a touchdown. Wyatt Martin, 1 for 5. Jamie Deckard, 1 for 6. And number 9, Hutchins, and that young man is Derek Hutchins, 1 for 5. Bedford had 6 penalties for 40 yards. They have to clean that up. If they're going to play with Columbus East, that's something they have to clean up. And they also have to clean up getting down inside the red zone and coming out with nothing.
Yeah, that was not a pretty sight.
No. Floyd Central, I'm impressed with Tristan Polk. He has stepped in here and done a wonderful job. He's 10 of 14 for 89 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception. And as you can see, we talked about keeping him in his comfort zone. You know, he's averaging 9 yards a pass. Mm-hmm. That's good comfort zone for him.
Yeah.
Rushing, Polk has 1 carry for a -5. Winker's Right having a good evening. 11 carries, 36 yards. Calvin Brown, 2 carries for a -1. Calvin Brown has 4 catches for 26 yards. Landon DeWeese, 4 catches, 48 yards. And Miles Frazier, 2 catches, 21 yards and a touchdown. Floyd Central also 6 penalties for 41 yards.
All right. Well, let's talk about some scores updates. Let's see if we can get an update on scores of other games. And our scoreboard update brought to you by, this one brought to you by the Locker Room. So let's take a look at them. And at the half, Charlestown leads Corydon 27-7 at the half. New Albany 14, Jeffersonville 7. That's a tight game.
It's closer than I thought it would be.
At the half, Mitchell leads Providence 8-7. A little bit of a surprise there.
That is a big surprise.
And then thought we had a score of, at the half, Silver Creek 14, North Harrison 13. So some close games tonight in Southern Indiana. This one not exactly close, but that scoreboard update brought to you by the Locker Room. Right here, it's 21-10, Bedford North Lawrence over Floyd Central. And we'll take our break and be back with some adjustments right after this. You're watching GLICOD.com coverage of Kentuckiana high school football.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family-owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Theresa Lamb in New Albany.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports, located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street. The Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or small. The Locker Room invites you to team up with the best. For more information, call The Locker Room at 282-8600. That's 282-8600.
Back here, halftime. Bedford North Lawrence High School marching band out on the field doing a fantastic job tonight. Nice looking band.
Yes.
We're here up in the booth, and the score at halftime: Bedford North Lawrence 21, Floyd Central 10. They've won 5 in a row. They're hopefully heading toward their 6th win in a row. If you're a Bedford North Lawrence fan, anyway. Floyd Central trails by 11. What do they have to do? They get the ball back to start. That's a plus. But how are they going to get back in this game?
Well, I think they get back in the game doing the things they did when they scored their first touchdown, is let Tristan Polk hit short, quick passes. They're doing a lot of clear-out zone routes, which allows him to throw a 4 or 5 yard pass and get a 6 or 7 yard run out of it. They need to go back to doing those kinds of things. Don't force him to be throwing the ball up the field, long passes up the field or down the middle. So if they can go back to that offensive game plan, I think they're going to be successful. Also, just kind of review your responsibilities on the option. Who's got the quarterback? Who's got the dive? Who's got the pitch man? Let's stay in, just run a basic defense, stay with that. Now, what they did right at the end of the half, they started bringing some heat. They started bringing some linebackers in. They started doing some blitzing, put a little bit of pressure on McCall. You saw what happened there. And he threw a bad pass under pressure. He took a sack. So, maybe do a little bit more attacking. Now, to me, that would be the simplest thing for Floyd Central to do. Let the quarterback stay comfortable doing what he's doing, throwing nice, quick, short passes, and review your responsibilities on the option.
Bedford North Lawrence, they have the 11-point lead, and they seemingly have been in control of this game, but it can get away from them. What do they need to do to make sure they cross the finish line? Well,
if I'm the defensive coach, I'm on the blackboard right now reviewing how to defend that zone clear out that Floyd Central is running. That's right. So, that to me is the biggest thing they're doing on defense, is they're allowing Floyd Central to control what we used to call the flat area, the swing area of the passing zones. They have to get on the blackboard and show their players what Floyd Central is doing and how we need to defend that. So that's very important. They also need to put some pressure on the quarterback. Tristan's been back there, has a lot of time to pass, so they haven't put any pressure on him. Maybe it's time to dial up some blitzes. Offensively, I'd be a little upset with what I saw there, the way they ended that first half. I think I'd go back to starting to run some more of the option plays, and that was very successful for him, and the play-action pass off the option.
I believe Skylar Bates was the one that scored the first touchdown. On the first couple of series, or first few plays, we called his name a lot, haven't called it since.
Right, yeah.
Wyatt Martin, we called that name a lot early on. The last drive, he was a ghost.
Well, they went into a passing mode that last drive they had.
Yeah.
I I mean, as good as they are passing, as good as McCall Ray is as a passer, I think they kind of got away from what their basic offense is, and that's the triple option.
Well, the option, when they do pass and are successful, it's because the option has created those opportunities.
Right.
And when they get one-dimensional, they were a little easier to stop.
Right.
So, Floyd Central on the scoreboard. Sophomore Tristan Polk steps into his second starting role. He started last week against Columbus East, but pitched a shutout, if you will.
Yeah.
Of course, that was a very good defense and a difficult team to open your high school career as a starting quarterback. Bedford North Lawrence, not quite the same defense, so he's got to be feeling a little bit of confidence now as he's had a game and a half under his belt and now has his first touchdown pass, thrown an interception, and recovered from it. So what do you do as a coach to try to keep him in that process of growing, maturing, and maybe even leading his team to a win?
Well, you saw him gain more and more confidence, I think, as the first half went on. And that confidence came from those short, quick swing passes, flat passes, little short curls, easy passes to throw and catch. When they asked him to throw it long, not as successful. But you could just see his confidence building, I think. And I think I saw confidence in the coaches in him. So, hey, this is a great builder for him, and he's only a sophomore.
Well, he's been asked to do a lot at a young age, but these days they start him younger. It used to be that you had to be a junior or senior if you were going to get reps at the varsity level, but these days coaches are more willing to give a younger player a shot, especially if they look deep on the bench, and some of those upperclassmen simply are either stepping up or don't have the tools to play a specific position.
And you know, Mike, what's happened, what's different from in the day, back when we played in the day, are the passing camps and the 7-on-7 tournaments that they have, 7-on-7 passing tournaments that they have all summer long. And all these young kids that you see, you think, well, he's only a sophomore, but you know, he may have been to 4 or 5 passing camps this summer. He's probably been in 2 or 3 7-on-7 leagues this summer. So, you know, is he really a sophomore? Well, not the way you and I would think of a sophomore playing in a varsity game, because he's had a lot of reps as a passer in these passing camps and 7-on-7 leagues.
And when you talk about those leagues, what type of competition is he playing against?
Oh, the best. Yeah, they'll be playing 5A and 6A schools in those competitions. And the coaches probably pick which ones they want them to go to because they want to play against the good competition.
Yeah.
So the tougher you play in the summer, the easier the fall is going to be for you.
You know, if you ask somebody, especially an athlete, how does he measure himself? There are two measurements. One is the clock or the statistics. The other is how you compare to another player.
Right.
And how you measure up to someone else that's, you know, like if you want to be an NFL quarterback, you're looking at Tom Brady right now.
Yeah.
And if you want to be a basketball player, you know, I'm not as big on basketball, but I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. Well, Kobe Bryant or...
Yeah, you could... not LeBron, because he's a specimen that you would never... Well, I won't say never see again, because there's probably another LeBron out there right now that's a 12-year-old. But you'll see a Steph Curry.
Yeah,
that's a good example, I think. That
Steph
you say,
Curry.
okay, I can play like Steph Curry. You know, he's not physically intimidating, but he's probably spent hundreds of thousands of hours practicing three-point shots on the goal. So, you know, I can do that. You know, I can't. But, you know, I'm a 12-year-old kid. I think I can do this. I can be the next Steph Curry. I can be the next Tom Brady. And that's the AAU high school basketball that's occurring in the summertime helps the kids do that. These summer passing camps and 7-on-7 leagues help the high school quarterbacks and receivers do that.
Well, I see that it's the third quarter, thanks to our statistician and all-around outstanding, great scoreboard operator, Will Harper. Once he tells me it's the third quarter, it's the third quarter. So our halftime coverage has come to a complete halt. But we're ready to get this game going again. And interesting to see some of those other scores come in. We got close games throughout the area tonight. New Albany up by a touchdown over Jeff. Providence trails by an extra point, 8-7. It's an extra point difference 14-13, Silver Creek over North Harrison. We'll see Silver Creek next week. And then Charlestown, which we'll see in 2 weeks, they lead Corydon 27-7, and I think Charlestown's probably got the easiest finish of anybody in the Mid-Southern Conference. Because they've played all their tough games early, and they've come out smelling pretty good. Couple of lumps, Brownstown and Providence notwithstanding. The kickoff, a bounding kick, taken about the 15-yard line. Left sideline.
Nice speed. Nice return.
Miles Frazier picked it up and scampered to his left. And he's going to go out across the 35.
About 37, Mike.
1st and 10, Floyd Central. And this drive going to be real important for the Highlanders. 1, to see what kind of adjustments they make against this Bedford defense. And 2, they need points.
We'll see what kind of adjustment Bedford defense made, too.
1st and 10. Trips near side, motion man. And they're going to put it up downfield. They stretch the offense. And it's there. Calvin Brown on the reception. Tristan Polk throws it down the field. And they spot it at the 16-yard line. What an incredible throw from Tristan Polk. Well, he caught it.
Who did?
Calvin Brown.
Calvin
Brown. Was that a 40-yard pass play?
Yes.
That's
a good way to start it.
That's not the safe passes for the quarterback.
Not.
1st and 10. Handoff Winkers right, goes to his left, hit hard, driven back, and down to the ground. And they finish that play. They'll give him forward progress. He still lost a few yards on that. Back to the 20, the 19. 2nd and 13. Good defense on that play, but that opening pass caught everybody by surprise.
It did.
Calvin Brown split the seam and split the middle. Safeties were on either side of him, made the catch. Polk waits for the snap, puts it in the air, and that's an interception. He led the receiver too much. And Trace Roman, the intended target, couldn't quite get there. And that's a terrible, terrible break for the Highlanders.
Yes. Yeah, that's they didn't need that right there. But let's see if their defense can step up now and hold them, and that'll be a good stop for them.
Ball down about the 5-yard line. They'll take over. 1st and 10. Let's see the offense of Bedford North Lawrence, what they can do here. They're pretty deep, so you'd think straight ahead runs would be the call, and that's what we get. Wyatt Martin, first time we've called him in a while.
6, 2nd down, 4.
6 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4. And that running game, Bedford North Lawrence, that served them so well most of the first half, looks like we're going to see a dose of that here again. And a handoff straight up the middle. Yeah. Floyd Central responds a little better this time. He picked up a couple, but it's still going to be a 3rd down. Big third down play here because this is not 4-down territory.
No.
3rd and 2.
Can we see our first punt of the night?
We have yet to see any kicking game outside the extra points and kickoffs. 3rd and 2. Defensively, play action. That's a dive, and I don't think he's going to get it.
No, I don't think he's even close to it.
Taken down at the 14-yard line, and it'll be 4th down and 1. And the punt team comes out on the field for Bedford.
Floyd Central broke serve. They're going to make them punt.
That's the first time tonight.
That's actually a big play for them.
Well, Highlanders have to feel good. Their defense probably a little encouraged by the offensive spark they saw, the interception notwithstanding. Punt team in. Snap. Takes it at the goal line.
Nice punt.
Nice punt. Going to be taken at about the 48-yard line. Calvin Brown trying to get some momentum. He just doesn't really get started.
Yeah.
Good coverage on the punt team. And he'll be at the 48-yard line. Do we have a flag? Or
I don't see a flag.
Yeah, there is a flag on the 30-yard line. We'll see what the call is.
Holding. Holding on the return team.
A 10-yard penalty. Not from the spot of the foul.
No, it's from the
from the end of the play. Because that wouldn't be a penalty if they took it from the spot of the foul. And again, this is a penalty-filled ball game tonight. A lot more than I would have anticipated. This late in the season. Floyd Central starts at their 42-yard line, 1st and 10. They had the ball first, got close, and then an interception down at the 4-yard line really hurt them. Polk in the pistol, takes the handoff, rolls to his left. He's pursued by 2, puts it downfield high and over the arms of Calvin Brown.
Tough pass, rolling left.
Yeah.
Throwing, going to the left for a right-handed quarterback's a tough pass. He actually threw a nice pass, though. Just a tad high. And Calvin made a great attempt to make the catch.
Went up to get it, but just not quite enough altitude. 2nd down and 10. Under 8.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 21-10 your score. Both teams have touched the ball in the 2nd half. Neither team did anything with it. Floyd Central showed some spark, but this is their 2nd series. They're in deep hole. Winker's right. And he's going to get out to the 45-yard line, but that's not going to be enough. 3rd and 7. Now, this is an important play. What do you dial up here?
Well, I dial up that little swing pass that's been very successful, or just a little quick slant in.
Great shots tonight brought to you by Ashton Beck up on the roof. Bedford North Orange has a tall press box, and she's way up there. If the oxygen mask falls, Ashton, just put it on and keep breathing.
Floyd Central called timeout.
Big important play. They want to make sure they get this right. First time out of the 2nd half. They'll take a quick break. We'll take one as well. You're watching GLICOD coverage of Kentuckiana High School football. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Back here, the action. Floyd Central trails Bedford North Orange 21-10. A timeout on the field. Floyd Central wants to get it right. Big 3rd down play. 3rd and 7 from the 45-yard line. See what the call is here. Defense really uptight. A lot of pressure coming. And they're going to get to him.
There's the adjustment that Bedford made. Dial up some blitzes.
And that pass play going to turn into a sack. You could see the defense pin their ears back. They were coming. And they got to Polk. Big loss on the play. It'll be 4th and about 18. They're going to punt.
4th down, 18.
And that really hurts. First punt by Floyd.
Oh, nice punt.
And the return man simply slipped. That's when you get a little later in the season and the dew starts coming a little early because the cooler temperatures.
Oh, another flag.
Oh, boy. That's a shocker. Haven't seen too many of those tonight, have we?
Yeah, I think we have another block in the back. You know, Mike, I have to tell you that was a penalty that used to absolutely drive me crazy. Because no matter how much you work at it, no matter how much you talk to the kids, is that when you see the rear numbers, don't touch. You know, if you see the back numbers of the player, just don't touch, don't do anything.
Yeah.
But yet, invariably, someone will run right into the back of somebody, and it just costs you another 10 yards.
Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. That's where Bedford will take over 1st and 10. And now we have a question. I didn't think they counted off enough on that myself. I was wondering about it. And it turns out it'll go back to the 24 where it'll be 1st and 10. And that I thought was a little more accurate. But, you know, on that return, they really didn't have anything. So there's no reason to block.
Exactly.
McCall Ray in the shotgun. And it's going to be a quick pass right side. Quick hitter. And about 7-8 yards. That's a nice looking play. How do you defend that?
Yeah, you don't. You just come rally up and tackle it. I mean, you really can't defend that.
2nd and a short, too. Ball on the 32-yard line. About 6.5 to go in third quarter. 21-10. Floyd Central trailing Bedford North Lawrence. Passing play, and we get a flag down. This one's coming back, and Ray goes down at the 30-yard line. And we'll see what this is. I have a bad feeling it's going to be a hold.
Holding penalty. Yes, sir. It's holding against Bedford. The referees have taken over control of this game now.
And we'll wait for the official call, although I saw the side judge, or the Highlanders holding.
That
defensive holding.
You know, the umpire threw the flag. Holding against, or was it personal foul?
It appears to be a personal foul call.
Okay. Because I say the umpire called that. And the referee doesn't really give a real clear signal if it's holding or personal foul.
No.
He just kind of touches his wrist.
Yeah, he needs to be a little more animated.
Yes.
That would be very helpful because we're about 80 yards away. 1st and 10 from the 41. Ray puts it up and in the hands of receiver. Jamie Deckard had it, but it got away.
Yeah, he started running before he caught it. You know, that's the old saying. You've heard it 1,000 times if you're a player or a coach, is catch it and then run.
Yeah, how many of these players end up these receivers with gloves on their hands? You a big fan of those?
Well, I am, because they're so sticky that it's amazing that anybody drops the ball anymore.
Well, we just saw one.
Well, I see a lot of the players, though, aren't wearing them.
2nd and 10. McCall Ray in the pistol. Man in behind him was Wyatt Martin. I'm sorry, that was Skylar Bates. They switched him out on us. Apologize, I messed you up there.
That's right.
I hadn't seen Bates in there since that first quarter drive. That first drive of the first quarter, it's all been Wyatt Martin behind the quarterback. And that number is really hard to read.
Yeah.
3rd and 6.
And Bates is back at the tailback spot.
McCall Ray in the pistol, trips to the near side, and the pass goes to the right. Good defense that time by the Highlanders.
Excellent defense.
That'll bring up 4th
and 1, yeah.
Pass complete to number 15, Scheffler on the reception, but not enough for first down. It's going to be a long one or a short two?
It looks like a short two, and looks like they're going to go for it. Nope, they're going to punt.
And the punt team comes out.
A little.
22 seconds on the play clock. I'm a little surprised by this.
Yeah, I am too, actually. The receiver, it was 3rd and 5, and the receiver ran a 3-yard route. Oops.
Snaps there. A little high, but he controlled it. Kick's going to go short and
out on the 19.
So they'll take over 1st and 10. Interesting series of events there. The way their offense has been moving the ball, I'm just surprised that Coach Weber didn't try to punch a hole in it.
Yeah, I am too.
That's, that could have been.
And I don't. I don't know what happened to Wyatt Martin.
Wyatt Martin's gone quiet on us. Maybe he's got dinged up and we just don't know. We don't have sideline reporters to be able to give us those trainer updates. 1st and 10, Highlanders get the ball back. Quarterback under center. And a pass. Rolls to his left. Has a receiver, Calvin Brown, who got into the clear, but pass overthrown incomplete. That long shot that's making our camera operator work overtime. Ashton back up on top, trying to keep up. Doing a fine job. A lot of moving parts to a football broadcast, a lot of things you don't see. Second down and 10. Polk in the shotgun. Straight ahead handoff. Winker's right, goes forward to about the 25-yard line. About 6 yards on the carry. It'll be up 3rd and 5. They'll give him 5. Put it down on the 24. Big 3rd down here. 3rd and 5. Polk in the pistol, waits for the snap. Passing play. Pass was there, but broken up in the hands of John Gunn, but couldn't pull it down and incomplete.
Now, good defensive play. The cornerback on that side came up, rallied up pretty good, and nice defensive play. So now we've had our 3rd punt.
No punts in the first half. 3 in the 3rd quarter. Highlanders clock down to 7 seconds. So they're going to take a penalty or they're going to kick this ball. 3. And the snap, just get it away with 1 second left.
Oh, and they roughed the punter. And a fumble.
Nice hit. Loose ball on the return. Floyd Central says they have it.
Well, it doesn't matter. There's going to be a roughing the punter penalty.
But will they take it out here?
No, Floyd Central. Well, if they have the ball.
We got a player injured. Bedford North player, the return man, I believe, was injured on that play. And so we're going to take a break and be back in just a moment. Folks, stand by. We'll be right back right after this.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
2:33 to go. Fumbled exchange. They're lucky they didn't lose it. Winkers right gets the ball down to the 20.
Number 21, Winkers right. That made by 21, James Underwood.
No gain on the play. This game is it started out fairly well played on both sides.
Yes.
It's gotten real sloppy.
Yeah.
A lot of penalties
Well,
tonight.
and I'm not so sure if the sloppiness is a result of some of the things that's happening with the referees, or the referees are getting sloppy because of the play on the field right now.
Polk in the pistol. Appears to be a pass. It's going to be. Throws it low, and it's going to be incomplete. Yeah, he's throwing it down low so that it doesn't get picked off, but you got to have it high enough so that the receiver can get to it.
Yeah, he looked like he was. One of my assistant coaches, John Berger, would say he looked like he was throwing a bar dart there.
A bar dart.
That wasn't.
Let's hope it wasn't.
That wasn't his typical pass. It looked like he tried to guide that in rather than throw a pass.
So easy to do, especially for a young quarterback, to try to aim the ball.
Yes.
And you really just can't do that. 3rd and 10. Big third down play here for the Highlanders. Fake the handoff. Puts it up. Sideline. Had a man. Did he make that reception?
No, it's called. They've called pass interference.
I did not see the flag.
Yeah.
There it is. And a pass interference play in the end zone would be 1st and goal from the 1.
No, it'll be a 15-yard penalty.
Is it a 15-yard penalty?
Yeah.
Well, that's a break for Bedford North Lawrence. So they put it on the 10. How does it go from the 20 to the 10?
Well, half the distance probably.
Okay, all right. Seems like a penalty like that in the end zone, they should spot the ball at the 1. I mean, that's...
Well, you would if it was professional football.
Don't they do that in college, too?
It could be, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. My mistake. 1st and goal from the 10. Little flip to Calvin Brown. He might get back to the line of scrimmage, hard to say. Under a minute and a half to go here in the 3rd quarter. At the end of 3, New Albany 21, Jeffersonville 7. Bulldogs seemingly pulling away in that one. Not a big surprise. New Albany a little disappointed after dropping 3 in a row. You'd think they'd want to take out their frustrations on some Devils tonight.
Well, maybe they are.
Under a minute to go. 3rd quarter. And a whole bunch of people moving. Floyd Central jumps, and they'll lose 5. 2nd and goal from the 15. Penalties are going to be a big story in this game. Both teams have a lot to regret.
Yes.
But they've really hurt Floyd. And key situations. Turnovers and penalties, mistakes. Polk waits for the snap. 2nd and goal. Rolls to his right, being chased. Throws up a duck. And it's an incomplete pass. J.D. McKay was the nearest receiver to it, but it was about 4 feet over his head.
And Bedford dialed up a little bit of pressure there, Mike.
Yeah.
Brought us a little bit of a stunt. Get the quarterback off his comfort zone.
3rd and 15. Again, when you got a sophomore quarterback, it might be easier to try to get that in chunks instead of going for
all of it at once.
Like trying to swallow the whole cow. 3rd and 15. 3rd and goal. Snap. Pass. And incomplete. And it's like Polk is out of his rhythm right now.
Yeah.
That one well over.
Oh, there's a flag on the play.
That's a shocker.
Procedure against Floyd Central, it looks like.
And it'll be declined. Looks like How many times is he going to signal?
I don't know.
He signaled that like 3
I know.
times.
I know.
I thought he was doing the limbo at some point.
Oh, my. And Hussing with a field goal.
Well, he'll come out to attempt it. 41-7, Charlestown over Corydon with 5:11 in the third quarter. At the end of 3, Providence has pulled ahead of Mitchell 20-8. Still, final score from Silver Creek 14, North Harrison 13.
Oh, tough game. 31-yard field goal.
No problem.
Nope, easy. Like I say, he had 10 more on the other. He had 20 on this one.
He kicked that ball in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Kid's got to go over a fence to get it. I'm not kidding.
I know he did. He did. I say he had 20 more yards on that.
Well, what this does, though, is it now makes it a one-score ball game.
Yeah.
Because a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, you got a tie.
And just think that this whole thing started because Bedford roughed the punter.
Yeah.
And they would have had the ball on the 40-yard line. Instead, Floyd Central ended up the ball on the 40-yard line.
And almost down and came in and cashed in their chips.
Yeah.
But the field goal helps.
Yeah. Well, let's see what Bedford's made of now, Mike. It's if they're a championship team, they need to take control of this game again. And they're slowly losing control of it.
Yeah, it feels like it's slipping away a little bit. And Floyd Central, without one of their big weapons, Tyler Edwards, tonight, you know, they're one score down in the fourth quarter. They could start beginning to think, yeah, maybe we can pull this one out.
Yeah.
We'll find out. About 35 seconds left here in the third quarter. 12 minutes still on tap for the fourth. Game has really kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
Hussing approaches. Onside kick. And it goes out of bounds again.
Yes.
You know, it's not on Hussing. He's done exactly what he had to.
Yeah. You know, Mike, interesting, when we would try an onside kick, there was one player, his only assignment was to run right down the line up on the sideline and run right down the sideline, and his only job was to make sure the ball didn't go out of bounds. His job was to bat it back in bounds. That's all he would. Don't recover the ball, don't block it, just run right down the sideline, and if the ball's going out of bounds, bat it back into play.
And Floyd Central misses another opportunity on the onside kick. That's twice tonight. They had a chance, and it slipped through their fingers.
And they've given Bedford very good field position again. Now what?
Sideline warning against Floyd Central. Well, why not? We've had just about every other penalty called tonight.
Well, I would assume that Floyd Central's coaches are pretty upset over whatever the call was over there.
Yeah, they probably thought they got there, but referee said no. 1st and 10, Bedford with the ball. Snap, Ray feeds it straight ahead, and no gain.
Lost 2.
Loss of 2 yards. Ball back to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 12. Floyd Central's defense getting a little fired up, I think.
Bedford looks a little frustrated.
Ray comes over to the sideline. And looks like they're going to let the quarter expire. That's the end of 3. Bedford North Orange 21, Floyd Central 13. I don't know. This one feels like it's going to get interesting.
Yes,
here.
I agree. It feels very much so.
Stand by. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this. You're watching GLICOD.com coverage of Kentuckiana High School football.
The W.M. Kelly Company, complete metal manufacturing located in New Albany. They are always looking for experienced welders and machine operators. If you're interested in becoming part of their team, contact W.M. Kelly's Human Resources Office at 812-945-3529 or send an email to info@wmkelly.com. W.M. Kelly. Designing, building, innovating.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
The W.M. Kelly.
And we're back here. Fourth quarter getting underway. Bedford seemingly a little mix up there, maybe just good defense. Either way, and a flag's on the play.
Yeah.
On the sideline. We'll see what the call is. If you get that stop on third down, do you decline the penalty unless it's a hold? Procedure?
Yeah, I think I decline that penalty.
Floyd does.
Now, Floyd Central's players, they're fired up right now, and their coaches are dialing up blitzes. They're bringing people off the corners to some off-tackle blitzes. McCall Ray trying to cut back on the option, cuts right back into the stunt.
Big 3rd and 12 here. If the Highlanders can get a stop. Now, did the offensive player move?
No, I don't believe so. I think Floyd Central player jumped.
That's the problem of getting a little too emotional.
Yeah.
Got to play within yourself. 5-yard encroachment penalty against Floyd Central. It's still 3rd down.
It's Trent Mason, and Trent is a 5'10", 220-pound senior, and I know he feels terrible about that. He was that was a penalty of commission. He's excited. He wants to make a play. Just have to, we say, hold your water. Just lay back just a little bit.
Still 3rd and long for Bedford. McCall Ray in the pistol, single back behind him, and the handoff is to the back. And the Highlander defense breaks down on that right side. No flag on the play.
Is that?
I think that was Skylar Bates. No, it was Wyatt Martin. Sorry about that.
That's right.
Trying to hear the PA announcer when I can't see it. Snap through the hands. And we're going to get a flag on the play. Jeez. So the ball was tipped. I'm going to say pass interference against Floyd Central. We have not kept track of the number of penalties tonight.
I have. Oh, yeah. I have
can't
penalty
wait
yardage.
to hear this.
I have penalty yardage.
I cannot wait to hear this. Yeah,
so far this half, there have been 9 penalties called.
Just 9?
No, just 9. Actually, in the first half, there were 12 penalties in the first half, 6 on each team.
21 penalties total for the game.
Yeah.
That'd make the Oakland Raiders blush.
And, you know, it's unfortunate because it's almost like the referees now have taken over this game from the kids.
Yeah, it's just a little bit.
Yeah.
Now we've got a conference out in the field, and they've come back to the 29-yard line to chat it out. And this is unfortunate.
Well, there's another flag on the sideline, way over here on the Floyd Central sideline. There's a flag laying over there.
Could be a sideline penalty.
I don't have any idea, but you see it way over on the other sideline.
Yeah, I do see it.
Yeah.
Starting to get a little frustrated on the Floyd Central part of the Highlanders, and
well, both teams are, Mike. I think both teams are getting very frustrated. They can't. There's no rhythm to this anymore. It's every other play is a penalty, so you just get out of your rhythm. It's
right.
You got long yardage because of a penalty, or you're giving up yardage because of a penalty.
Well, it almost breeds more.
Yes.
Because now you're trying to overdo things to try to make up for it. And now they're going to come over and talk to Coach Weber. And so now they're going to talk upstairs. You have any idea what's going on? An interesting delay here, folks, and simply do not know what's going on. You're saying the player is ejected? Two players ejected. See, now that's a rather serious penalty if they are ejected, because they won't be able to play next week either.
They can't play next week. So who and what players got ejected?
It's not clear at all. I assume they're Floyd Central players, but
I don't know.
I have no idea.
And this is where having a referee with a PA mic
would be
to tell you what the penalty is, to tell you what the situation is, would be very helpful. Well, meanwhile, Coach Bates now is in deep discussion with the referee and the line judge.
Could it be the coach that got ejected?
I don't know. And a representative from Bedford is over on the sideline with the Floyd Central people. And I don't know who that is. It could be the athletic director from Bedford, North Lawrence.
So Jeff Callahan's the athletic director.
So that's who would be over there with the referees.
Normally, if it's a player, they wouldn't need that much drama. Am I mistaken?
I would think it'd be very simple if the coach would escort him off the field.
But if it's a... I simply don't know, folks. We wish we could tell you the answer. Ashton done a fine job, pushed in as far as she can. Coach Bragg having a discussion with the refs. And she is as tight as she can get from her position.
And we are not very good at lip reading, so...
No. Tell them to stop the band.
We did get that from Coach Callahan.
Yeah. Callahan, the athletic director, former player here at Bedford North Lawrence, a quarterback, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
His father was
a great Bedford fan. I've known his father since I coached at Madison High School. He always supported good football. Whether his team won or his team lost, he supported good football.
Folks, we wish we had more information to provide you. We simply don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Coach Bragg perhaps been ejected?
We don't know. It's all speculation.
Truly,
that's
we heard. No idea.
We heard from the. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Coach Bragg ejected, so he's leaving the field along with an assistant coach, I believe. There were 2 ejections. This has the potential to get real ugly. This has the potential to get real ugly.
Now I don't know what's happening.
Not the way you want to see this turn out a high school football game. And I'm not sure what happened, so it's beyond us to say. But apparently 2 of the Floyd Central coaches ejected in the game.
Yeah. And there has been so much happening the last 5 or 6 minutes of this game with penalties and fumbles and
tons of them.
And interceptions, and just so much has been happening. And part of it is, all the penalties being called right now.
First and goal from the 3. Bedford with the ball. Floyd Central defense, they're going to have to come up with some magic here.
Yeah, they did.
Tripped him up, loss of a couple, back to the 5. Highlander defense playing a little inspired here at the moment. Now, will Coach have to leave the facility? How far does he have to get?
I think you have to leave the area of the game, of the field. So he's probably up somewhere out of the way. He can't coach.
And will that eliminate him for next week as well? I don't know the rule on that.
I don't know.
McCall Ray keeps it again. They're trying to drag him down. They stop him. McCall Ray again corralled. No gain. 3rd and goal from the 5. Highlander defense, if they could pull out a stop here.
This would be big, real big for them.
Well, I can tell you already that this game next year is going to be one I'd like to see up in Floyd Central. Because memories are long when these kind of things happen. 3rd and 5, 3rd and goal. Motion, handoff, and tripped up. Not there. 4th and goal. And that is Jamie Deckard on the carry, and he went down, and he appears to be injured. And that'll bring up a 4th and goal from the, looks to be the 7-yard line.
Well, coach for
maybe a cramp.
Well, it was a real strange thing because he kind of ran into his own blocker and the Floyd Central player who was getting blocked, and that just was not a very well run play. Well, Coach Weber, do you go for a field goal or do you go for the touchdown?
Either way would put you 2 scores up.
Right.
I've not say we'll go.
They're going field goal.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting. I tell you, if Floyd Central comes out of this,
3 points, they've won. They've won a victory off of this.
It'll be down by 10, but they're down by 11 again. Let's see what happens. Big play here, field goal attempt. 27-yard field goal. Snap is there. Kick is low.
Nope. Oh!
It got.
Oh!
That was an ugly kick.
That was.
Sorry.
There are no pictures on the scoreboard.
That's right.
So it's 3 points. I would call that he kicked the stinger.
Yeah. That's a charitable way of describing it. 24-13. Floyd Central has to feel like they got a win on that sequence, other than losing a couple of coaches.
Oh, that's
not good when a coach gets thrown out of a ball game.
Not good.
There are repercussions, and I know he was frustrated. I have no idea what was said or what was done, so we won't even begin to go there. Well, I'm sure we'll read about it in the paper.
Well,
and we'll let them take care of figuring that out.
Yeah, Coach he'll have some hard questions to answer. Oh golly!
Kick is low and bounding, and touched by a Highlander. They'll pick it up. Calvin Brown, and he's going to get 8 now.
Oh my!
25. And we have some rough play, but no
penalty. See, there's Mike. To me, that referee there did the right thing.
Yeah.
You didn't have to call a penalty. There was 2 kids who were scuffling it up, and he stopped it by just being there and telling them to stop. Didn't have to throw a flag. Didn't have to make a big deal out of it.
Right.
Those are the kind of referees I like.
You got to let the kids play within reason.
Within reason.
And control the game without taking over the game.
And you can control the game without having to throw flags.
Polk under center. Straight ahead handoff. Winkers right. Nowhere to go. And another flag. At the line of scrimmage, we'll see what the call is. Could be a hold.
Could be a face mask.
You know, at some point, a referee has to stop being a central, being such a soft target. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just
man up a little bit.
Just walk up to another flag.
We're holding against Floyd Central.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Floyd Central.
An ejection.
That player has been ejected.
And I believe that was Greg Klewicki, 71, that ran off. Lineman. This is not how you get control if you're a referee.
Well, there's a lot of players running in and out now. And see, could the referee just walked up to that young man and said, "Young man, that's enough. We don't want to hear it anymore. Let's just play football."
See, and you know, I'm with you. I think the referee has to stop throwing flags constantly.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not being overly critical of the referee.
Right.
I mean, they have a tough job to do.
But
But there's a way to manage this, to de-escalate the tension by talking to the kids.
Yeah. That's all we're saying here. We're just trying to figure out how do you get this game completed without any more incidents.
And you might remember this gentleman because he was also a baseball umpire. But his name was Hank Harrington, and Hank was the umpire. He always was the umpire, lined up behind the center, behind the linebacker. And in all the years I coached in Indiana, Madison and New Albany, I never saw Hank Harrington throw his flag. But he had the ability to stop plays and penalties from happening by yelling and talking to the kids. And you could hear him during the game talking to kids about 63, the next time I see you do that, you're going to get a holding penalty. You better stop doing that.
Well, that's the kind of referee that we haven't seen for a while. Players being escorted off the field.
Yes, yeah.
That's unfortunate as well.
Yes.
And now it's first and 33 at the 3-yard line.
First and 33 at the 3.
Come on, Stars!
Polk under center, eye backfield, running formation. And they'll run the dive straight ahead out to the 5.
That's 12. Carrying the ball, number 12,
Bison Pirtle picked up just a couple. Second and 31. This is almost a unmakeable series here at this point.
Yeah, it's.
You ever think of just crawling in a quick punt?
Well, you don't see that very often, but this might not be a bad time to do quick kick if you had one. Just get it out of the end zone, and we're still in the game. All this terrible stuff that's happened, we're still in the game.
3rd and 30. If I'm at 3rd and 30 in this position, I do it. I'll tell you. Polk in the shotgun, split backfield, throws a little outside pass to Brown, tries to get to the sideline and does. Down to the 13-yard line. Tackled by James Underwood. And the ball is spotted at the
12. 3rd and 30. I don't think it's 3rd and 30. I don't think it's that long.
No, it's less than that now.
3rd and 23.
Polk under center, single back set. Twins to the far side. He'll roll out that way. Now he's going to run for his life back to the right and get pushed out of bounds. Tristan Polk really had nowhere to go under pressure, and that'll bring up 4th down in a punting situation. The ball at the 13-yard. 4th and 22. Wow. I don't know what to say, folks. This has been...
that last 5 minutes have been something I don't think I've ever seen in a high school football game before.
Yeah, it's certainly something you wish you'd never see.
Right.
Snap, no pressure on the punter, gets away, a great kick, a lot of air, bounces at the 50-yard line and goes straight out of bounds sideways. Midfield for Bedford North Lawrence. Highlanders trail by 11. Ball went out the 50, but they spot the ball at the 48-yard line. I promise it went out of the 50.
Yeah.
I'm standing right here.
Yeah, I know. We're standing right on the 50.
It is what it is, folks. 1st and 10, Bedford North Lawrence ball.
Timeout, Floyd Central.
And the Highlanders going to talk about it. Their defense running over to the sidelines. We have finals in on all the other games we've been watching tonight. Corydon drops one at Charlestown. They lose 41-7. The Bulldogs, New Albany, get a win on the road at Jeffersonville, 28-14, and the oldest high school football rivalry in the state. Providence finds some offense and outlasts Mitchell, 20-14. And no score in the second half. Silver Creek, North Harrison nodded. Finish at 14-13. So Silver Creek gets a win, and we will see Silver Creek next week as we prepare for this play. Just a quick note, Brownstown Central at Silver Creek next Friday night at Silver Creek High School. Coverage starts 6:30, kickoff at 7. 24-13, Bedford North Lawrence ball. McCall Ray in the pistol. Motion man is Deckard. Ray going to pass. Looking for an open man. It's a screen. And it's incomplete. You better not try to advance that ball. They may call a unsportsman penalty.
It'd be a delay of game.
Something.
Delay of game penalty.
Well, yeah, normally it would, but with all the extra emotion, who knows what would be called. 2nd down and 10. 7.5 to go in this one. Still a lot of time. Floyd Central not out of this game by any stretch, but they need the ball back. McCall Ray dropping back to pass. Got a receiver. Dances around, and he'll go down hard. Drew Scheffler. Drew Scheffler has changed numbers from 15 to 16.
Why is that?
I don't know, but that's Drew Schiffler.
Because
he was 15 and now he's wearing a 16.
Well, there's no 16 on the roster.
First down, ball at the 40-yard line. Hand off to Wyatt Martin. 3 yards. Bison Pirtle on the stop for the Highlanders. 3 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 7. Clock now becoming a problem for the Highlanders. They'd used up a couple of timeouts and all that hullabaloo earlier in the quarter.
And they took Wyatt Martin out of the game. He got his helmet off too now, and coach is talking to him.
2nd and 7. Ray in the pistol. Straight handoff. Skylar Bates. He'll get about 3 more. It'll be 3rd and about 4 at the 35-yard line. Haven't called his number a lot here in the second half, but Bates on the carry. 3rd down. McCall Ray, and we got a whistle. Illegal procedure against Bedford North Lawrence. I'm going to tell you, no matter how this game ends up, neither coach is going to be real happy about what happened.
No, they're not. No.
Obviously, Floyd Central not, but Coach Weber can't be too excited either, what he's seen.
No.
If they think they have a chance to take out Columbus East, they're going to have to play a whole lot better.
Cleaner, much cleaner game than they have.
Yeah, this is not the Bedford North Lawrence team we saw against that played against New Albany just a few weeks ago. They had to have one of their best games that night. Ray pulls it out, going to pass. He gets hit, throws it up into coverage, and almost pulled in. Fans wanted a pass interference call, didn't get it. And the ball comes out of the hand of the receiver. Drew Scheffler went down on his right arm kind of awkwardly, but he worked it out as he was coming to the sideline. And that'll bring up 4th down, punting situation with 5:20 to go here. And that incomplete pass stops the clock, so that's a little bit of a bonus for the Highlanders as well.
Highlanders can score and have a successful onside kick.
Calvin Brown deep to return the punt. No real pressure. He's going to signal fair catch and let it go, and they're going to try to stop it. And they're going to say he downed it.
On the 1. Great play by the Bedford player, and I can't, again, these numbers just kill me.
I'm with you.
Somebody from Bedford North Lawrence made a great play on that punt.
Well, and I'm sure he'll tell his parents all about it.
And I would love to announce him on our broadcast, but
well, folks can see on our coverage. You can barely make them out on the screen. Even in high definition, you just can't. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're going to make a rule. They have to have jerseys that we can see the numbers.
Yeah, that's our new rule. Quarterback under center, tight formation. Out. He was about the 1 foot line. He's out to the 1 yard line now. Bedford fans thought they'd gotten a safety, but didn't happen.
We're going to give him a yard on that. That was a good effort on his part. We'll give him 1 yard for great effort.
Yeah, they're in a real tight spot here. Be a great time with a little flare pass.
Yeah, it would. You're right. This is a good time to throw a pass and throw it upfield.
We'll see if they think that is the case. Sometimes, especially when you're on an assistant coach, they get conservative.
Hey, what do you have to lose?
Not much. Quarterback. Polk sacked in the end zone for safety. Nice try, but couldn't get a receiver open, and he didn't have enough offensive line helped to really get him enough time to make the throw. Landon Hayes on the tackle in the end zone will get credit for the points. 26-13. And now Floyd Central will have to punt the ball away. We've seen just about everything in this game.
We have. And some are things we don't want to ever see again.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to be very cautious on how they get the teams out of here tonight too, because there's a lot of people that are really emotional.
So you're in the you're passing off the 1 yard line. You're deep in your own end zone.
Right.
Okay. Do you run a play action pass and slow down your quarterback's read and steps, or do you just step back and throw a quick out and try to get a 10-yard gain?
You get it out. You get it out. You don't have time for that to develop,
Right.
and if anything goes wrong, it's a catastrophe.
Right, which is what happened there. Yeah, it's the play action passes only work if there's a threat of the run.
Yeah.
It's 3rd and 9 from the 1 yard line.
That's not. Yeah. I thought they had the free kick.
They can do either one.
Oh.
They can kick off or punt.
I see. Well,
and because you have such a good kicker,
I'd go for that.
You do the kick.
Taking it to 20, at the 35, 40.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, that was a snap. That was a pop.
That was Trent Mason. Trent Mason, 5'10", 220. What is he doing on a kickoff team, by the way?
I don't know.
But boy, did he put the wood to that young man. And the good for the Bedford player. He jumped right back up and got back to the sideline.
That was a good hit.
That was a good hit.
Good football hit. 26-13. About 4 minutes to go in this one. B&L with the ball. McCall Ray alone in his own backfield. 1st and 10. He's going to put it in the air.
No, intercepted.
And that's the one thing you don't want to do if you're Bedford North Lawrence.
Don't understand that. We don't understand why they would be throwing in that situation. You've got the game. You've got the game won.
Zach Little.
It's 26-13.
Yeah, that's an unusual call.
Yes.
But we've seen a lot of things.
We have seen a lot of unusual things tonight.
1st and 10, Floyd Central. They've been given a second life here. Seven or 8 points. It's down 2 scores. They trail by 13. Shotgun, split backfield. Fake the handoff. Quarterback's going to pull it down and run. He's got nowhere to go. Polk loses a couple on that carry. Back to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 12. Well, mark at the 41. I'm just going to have to quit. Every time they do that, they move the ball. 2nd and 11 from the 41. Clock down 3.5. Polk in the shotgun, passing situation. Little flare pass. That's the kind of pass that'll get your running backs and receivers.
That's right.
running. And a late flag.
Oh my! What a surprise!
Tackle was by Mikey Morales, but I have no idea what the penalty was.
That's rough. Oh, face mask on.
A personal foul face mask against Bedford. Well, he finally signaled. So that'll be 15 yards more. I think some teams have more penalty yards than...
well, right now, I think Bedford has more penalty yards than they have offensive yards in the second half.
Wow. 1st down for Floyd Central down at the 37-yard line. And that's a big break to their offense.
Right now, Bedford has 6 penalties for 75 yards.
Polk in the shotgun. Single setback is Winker's right. Man in motion. The handoff given. But that play is taking way too long to develop.
Yes.
And Bedford is eating it up. Landon DeWeese on the carry, and he went nowhere positive. He lost 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 13. Ball back at the 40-yard line. Frustrating evening here for the Highlanders, and frustrating evening for football fans.
Right.
This is not the kind of game you want to see played out. Polk fakes the handoff, throws it deep, and the receiver slipped on the grass, tried to go back to the ball.
Polk took a pretty good shot there as soon as he got rid of the ball.
Threw into double coverage, and incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 13. And now every play you look for a yellow flag. It's just there's like a hush that falls on the crowd.
Yeah. And,
what now?
I will guarantee that everybody from both stands is looking for a yellow flag on every play.
Yeah. I mean, this is almost doubled the game time. It's 9:41 Eastern. Polk in the shotgun, and procedure. Everybody move but the center. And that's the only way a center could be offsides. It's just not to slap the ball. 3rd and 18.
70 penalties for 90 yards against Floyd Central.
How many?
70 penalties, 90 yards.
Under the 2-minute mark. And a timeout taken by the Highlanders.
And that would be their last timeout, I believe.
They'll stop the clock. And with that timeout, well, hey, why not? We'll take one as well. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Back to the game here, or a penalty match. That timeout, 2 minutes, 6 seconds. They adjust the game clock. Highlanders, 3rd and 18. And we got a flag. Another motion penalty. 3rd and 23. I've been to a lot of high school football games over a long time, and I've never seen this many penalties.
Nope, me neither.
Ever.
Me neither. I would agree. Most of my adult life has been involved with high school football games, and I can honestly say that I've never seen a game like this.
Yeah. Did they not mark off the penalty yards? Did they wave off the flag? Because they didn't move the ball. What? I don't know what's going on.
I don't either.
I'm so sorry, folks.
They threw a flag and a motion for illegal procedure, but they never moved the downs.
Or waved it off. Low snap, Polk in trouble, gets away, throws it back across his body. It's going to be
Oh, well.
Hit the defender right in the hands. What an unfortunate
that is just an indication of the way this entire second half of this game is going right there.
That was
that is right there. They missed a sack. Quarterback throws it running from to his left all the way across the field to the right. It's 20 yards underthrown, and the defender drops the ball right in his hands.
It couldn't have been more in his hands.
Nope.
And, of course, we have, was a stoppage here? What's going on?
Yeah, incomplete pass.
Yeah, it just seemed like there was a timeout again, but there wasn't. Play clock down to 4. He better hustle. 2. He gets it off. Throws it across the middle.
Pass interference.
And a pass interference call. Target on that play. You're right.
I'm clairvoyant.
Trace Willman.
I'm sorry, but I'm clairvoyant, and I called that before it even was out of his pocket.
Trace Willman, the intended receiver. Trace Willman, the son of Principal Robbie Willman, the son of John Willman, was a former coach with you.
With me.
My godfather, by the way, son of Bob Willman.
Assistant principal at New Albany High School.
Yep, the Dean of Boys, going way back. So the Willmans have a history in Floyd County.
Yes.
Trace, his dad, John, my godfather, was the uncle to John Dablow, the head coach at Silver Creek.
Who is married to
Mindy Berger Dablow.
John Berger was my assistant football coach and your baseball coach.
At New Albany, and also played
6 degrees.
Yeah, and he also coached at Providence.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Where my brother went to high school.
There you go. See, it's 6 degrees of high school football.
They waved the flag off and just marked the ball.
Well, they gave him a 15-yard penalty. It's not automatic first down.
Okay. Fourth and three. And they're getting
he got it.
First down. And no flags. That's a shocker.
5. Who caught that?
That was 29. Sorry. 28. Landon DeWeese. Folks, it's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
Ball at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Minute 41 to go in the game. Polk drops back. Throws across the middle. Caleb Brown on the reception. 3 flags come flying.
Penalty. I couldn't tell you what.
Brown is down.
Well, he was hit pretty hard.
You know. Brown took a pretty good shot. Don't know what's wrong, but they're taking a look at him.
Oh, targeting they called.
A defenseless receiver.
Targeting, huh?
Yeah. That'll be.
So let's see. Where do they mark? Let's see.
Are they going to mark?
Half the distance. Where was it at? Was it at the 15, Mike?
Yeah, so it's about the 7-yard line.
So it's only a 7-yard penalty then.
That was Brown on the reception.
Yes.
Took quite a hit. I have a feeling the IHSAA is going to have a long look at this game.
Yeah.
And have some long conversations with both schools. Because some of these penalties are egregious and uncalled for. I'm not saying the kids did it on purpose, but a couple of those shots were well after he was down. Polk in the shotgun. Winkers right to his right. Pulls out the snap, puts it in the end zone just a little bit behind the receiver, incomplete. 2nd and goal from the 7. 1:20 on the clock. Well, this is one heck of a workout for our new flag symbol on our scoreboard.
It is. It is working.
Will Harper, our scoreboard operator. Will, we owe you an apology tonight because your fingers are going to hurt tomorrow. He's been a trooper. And Ashton Beck trying to figure out where the next flag is flying in from. It's really been quite a night. Snap, handoff. Right goes straight ahead down to about the 5. Winker's right on the carry. It'll be up 3rd and goal. Floyd Central hustling up to the line. Immediately getting up to snap and spikes the ball. What?
Yeah. Well,
now it's 4th down.
Now it's 4th down. Not.
You don't spike it
no,
there.
No, you don't spike it at that point.
You should have a 2-play set ready to go at this situation.
Right.
They're going to sit out. I have no idea what. Several personnel changes. Fourth and goal from the 5.
Nice catch, nice pass.
Touchdown.
Highlanders.
28, Landon DeWeese on the touchdown. They signal touchdown. That quiets the crowd. 26.
All right, now onside
19.
kick. Here we go.
It's a one-score ball game once again. About 58 seconds on the scoreboard. Extra point attempt by Cole Hussing. Let's not have a roughing the kicker, please. Snap and the kick, and it's there. That extra point
Cole Hussing. Oh, Cole Hussing is a outstanding kicker. He
hits it true. And
yes, he does. Yes, he does. I think he's got maybe a little future in kicking the football in college.
He's just a junior.
Yeah.
5'9", 195 pounds. But if you want to play D1 ball at that size,
that's the way to do it.
Kick the ball.
Yeah, you're either going to be a kicker or a long snapper.
Or a water boy.
Yeah.
If you want to get on the field, then you're the guy that runs out and pulls the tee off after the kickoff.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the safest play. Floyd Central to the onside. You kind of have to.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Yeah,
no question. They've tried 2 already. So,
third time a charm?
Yeah, I hope so. Well,
I have a feeling there's going to be some pretty powerful impacts here in the next few seconds. And this is we're almost into marathon broadcasting time at this point.
Do we get overtime?
I wish. I don't think Chris would be. We're at 3 hours and 20 minutes of the broadcast, and we still got a ways to go. That's normally we're done and out in about 2:45 or under 3. So here is Hussing ready to kick off again. It didn't go long enough. Penalty. You got to get it 10 yards.
Yeah, it's I've always found that a soccer-style kicker has a difficult time kicking onside kicks, and I don't. It's just the way it is. Even when we had soccer kickers kicking off, I had someone that was a straight-ahead kicker kicking onside kicks, and that was what they did. They practiced kicking onside kicks.
Mm-hmm.
That was their position.
Because the soccer kicker always wants to come from the side,
right?
And you don't get that bounce.
And as a result, that's normally what you get.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best onside kick that a soccer kicker can do is what we used to call the pooch kick, where he would just like a little 60-degree wedge in golf, where it was just a little floppy up and down right behind the front line.
Bedford North Lawrence takes the snap. They'll take a knee. They'll have to do it one more time. And this is a victory for Bedford North Lawrence, but crowd is quite quiet leaving here tonight.
Yeah.
And this is It's just not been a pretty spectacle.
No, it sure hasn't. This has not been.
26-20. They just have to snap it one more time. And they'll do that. Highlanders. And they do. Snap. And that's going to be the end of the game. And the teams will line up for the post-game obligatory handshake. We'll take a quick break and be back with our post-game coverage right after this. You're watching GLICOD coverage of Kentuckiana high school football.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Doug Fisher in Clarksville.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
GLICOD's coverage of Kentuckiana Football Friday continues with the postgame show. A recap of tonight's action, recognition of tonight's top players, and scores of other games. Brought to you by Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. If you have crime information to report, contact the Clark County Sheriff's Office tip line at 812-280-2276 or email tips at clarkcosheriff.com.
And welcome back here. Post-game coverage underway. Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek. Final score, Bedford North Orange 26, Floyd Central 20, but the score doesn't tell the tale of this game by any stretch. A lot of frustration on the part of Floyd Central, a lot of penalties on both teams, and really kind of an ugly exposition in the second half.
How you say it?
Yeah. Jamie Polk, I believe, acting as head coach and speaking to the team afterwards. They were out on the field near the 30-yard line. I've known Mr. Polk for a long time, and I'm sure that he's frustrated with what he's seen. And going to be an interesting conversation here this week. You'll read about it in the paper. I'm sure there will be some phone calls between the schools and with Indianapolis as they try to figure out what happened here tonight, because this is not how it's supposed to work. I mean, even in the worst of nights, you don't see what we've seen here tonight, and it's really unfortunate. But anyway, time to kind of, I know you're working hard to try to get stats.
I am.
It's been a mess. So you want me? Let me just go ahead and give some scores from the other games. So we'll just we'll do it a little bit out of order tonight. But hey, ain't nothing about tonight that's been normal. So let's go ahead and give you the scoreboard update, brought to you by CASA. Final score: Charlestown hosting Corden Central. They get the win, 41-7. New Albany gets back on the winning side tonight. They knock off Jeffersonville 28-14. Providence trailed much of the game, but finally came back out on top. They beat Mitchell on the road at Mitchell, just down the road from us, 20-14 tonight. Silver Creek North Harrison at half, it was 14-13. Final score: 14-13. So a real defensive battle in the second half at Silver Creek. And so that's your scoreboard update brought to you tonight by Clark County CASA. You can become a volunteer and enrich the life of a child. Call 812-285-0743 or visit CASAVoiceClark.org. Take another break and be back in just a moment with some stats and more. Stay with us.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there, in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online, KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
Oh, yeah, the head coach and an assistant.
Welcome.
And a player.
Yeah, welcome back here as our post-game coverage continues. Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek, and let's go through some final stats here as you spent some time ciphering there. What'd you come up with?
Well, you know, Floyd Central, you give them a lot of credit. They really came out and played hard in the second half. For example, McCall Ray in the second half was
not nearly as
4 out of 7 for 29 yards and an interception. For the game, he was 11 of 19 for 150. So you see, they really shut him down.
Yeah.
Rushing, he had second half he had 4 rushes for a -4 yards. For the game, he was 11 for 27. Now this was one of the leading offensive players in the state of Indiana. So total offense tonight, he had 177 yards out of 22 opportunities. So really did a great job on him.
Yeah.
Skylar Bates in the second half was 3 for 10 rushing, 5 for 31 in the touchdown. Wyatt Martin in the second half was 5 for 34. For the game was 12 rushes for 89 yards and a touchdown. So
that's the
really
totals.
did a good job. Drew Schaffler, 3 catches for 28 yards. For the game, 7 for 129. So they shut down not only McCall Ray's passing game, but his best receiver also.
Yeah.
So for Floyd Central, this is, I think Tristan Polk did an outstanding job. And this for a kid who started his second game and played in a tough atmosphere, especially the way things ended up tonight. In the second half, he was 10 of 19 for 104 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 20 out of 33, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That is a pretty good night's work for a sophomore starting his second game. Yeah. Outstanding effort. And I give Floyd Central's coaches a great deal of credit for creating a game plan that helped him be successful tonight. The short, quick passing game that they were using, clearing out zones, hitting swings and flat passes, was masterful on their part. For Floyd Central, Polk was 7 rushes for a minus 22 yards. Bryson Pirtle had 1 carry for 2 yards. DeWeese had 1 carry for minus 4 yards. Winkers Wright, second half, was 5 for 3 5 carries for only 3 yards, 16 for 39 for the game. So they kind of shut down Winkers Wright also. Calvin Brown in the second half, 1 carry, 5 yards, 3 carries, 4 yards. Calvin Brown, although in the second half he's 7 catches, 15 yards. For the game, he ended up 11 for 31 yards. Landon DeWeese, 2 catches for 12 yards. 3 catches for 17 yards and a touchdown. Now, so again, I look at what Floyd Central did in the second half, the adjustments they made. They really, actually, I think they outplayed Bedford, especially in the second half.
Yeah.
Now, that's the good.
You got the penalty yards as
well. Yeah, and we'll go to the ugly.
Go to the ugly.
In the second half, Bedford was penalized 8 times for 97 yards. For the game, 14 penalties for 137 yards.
That's crazy.
That 8 penalties for 97 yards actually was more yardage than they actually gained on offense in the second half.
I've never seen that stat.
No.
That's outstanding.
And unfortunately for Floyd Central, in the second half they had 10 penalties for 100 yards. And that's 16 penalties for 141 yards.
That's almost 300 yards in total penalties tonight between the teams.
Well, right? We had 30 penalties for 278 yards.
That's you'll not see that again, folks. I trust that you will not see that again, and if it is again, it'll be a long time, hopefully. All right, outstanding players of the game. We need to pick one from each team. I think Floyd Central's is fairly obvious, my guess. Tristan Polk.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Tristan Polk did an outstanding job. And I would let him share that award with whoever was either the quarterback coach or the offensive coordinator that created an opportunity for him to be successful. But, yes, Tristan Polk definitely would be the Floyd Central's most valuable player tonight.
And then for Bedford North Lawrence, we didn't really have a chance to talk. I'll take your opinion on this, whomever you choose.
Well, I kind of like Wyatt Martin. The running back, he was pretty steady. I think we were surprised he didn't get enough. They kind of stopped giving him the ball there for a while.
Yeah.
And so probably he was the most steady player they had. He, 12 rushes, 89 yards, 5 for 34 in the second half. So I'd have to go with Wyatt Martin.
Did he have any rushes for loss? Did you have that?
No.
See,
no.
I think he was the only player that consistently made yards. So we'll give him the props. Congratulations both to Tristan Polk and Wyatt Martin, our outstanding players of the game. Stand by. We'll take one more break. Be back with some final thoughts and a look ahead to next week. All that still to come here on GLICOD.com.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm an extremely average golfer. I take my first full swing of the day and hit a perfect duck hook over the frontage road and right through your windshield. You yank the wheel and end up OB in a water hazard. And if you have cut rate insurance, you could be out a whole lot of green. So get Allstate.
And Floyd Knobs, call Allstate agent Packy Page today.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up. Shut up, Jeff.
I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Voniers, family-owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Voniers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Voniers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Voniers.com. Many children in your community need a voice. That's why you should volunteer for CASA, court-appointed special advocates who stand for the best interest of abused and neglected children involved in the court system. CASA volunteers are ordinary community members, and as a volunteer, you'll receive plenty of training and have lots of resources to help you with your cases. For more information or to become a volunteer, contact your local CASA office or visit casaforchildren.org.
And we're back. Welcome back here. Our post-game coverage continues. Time to kind of wrap it up and put lipstick on this pig. And any positives we can take out of this game? There was a lot of ugly, so let's see if we can find something good.
Well, if I'm the Bedford North Lawrence coach, I think the positive I could take out of this, and it would be tough for me to find a lot of positive things. If I was coaching Bedford North Lawrence, I would feel very comfortable the way we played in the first half. I think we did. Our team did a good job in the first half, and I think with everything else happening and everything else falling apart, it looked like our kids kept their composure as best they could. So if that's two positives, if I'm Bedford's coach, that's what I say.
Floyd Central, you have to be somewhat pleased with Tristan Polk's development.
We found a quarterback. There's no more switching kids around. Tristan Polk seems to be the quarterback for the rest of this year and in the future. He looked good. I love the game plan that they put together for him to be successful. Winker's right did a good job running the ball. So it kind of complements him a little bit. I could see Floyd Central really changing gears and saying we're not that running team that you're going to see us carry the ball 30 or 40 times a game. We're going to start putting the ball up in the air now 33 to 35 times a game because we found ourselves a quarterback that can handle this.
Yeah.
So there's a real positive right there. Their offensive line gave him some time. He got sacked a little bit. He probably threw some ill-advised interceptions, but did a good job. So there's a real positive for Floyd Central. I hope everything else works out okay for him. I really do.
Yeah. Well, Floyd Central moves on. Bedford North Lawrence moves on. We move on. Next Friday night, we will have coverage at Silver Creek. Winners tonight against North Harrison, a big Mid-Southern Conference victory for them. So long shot chance at the title, but they've got to knock off Brownstown Central. They even want to have a hope of that. And unlikely, but it's going to be a big game. Brownstown Central brings their traveling road show to Silver Creek, and Coach Reed May will certainly have his Braves ready for the Dragons. We'll have coverage beginning at 6:30. Now, next Friday night's an unusual night. You will not be with us because the University of Louisville, and you're a former player at U of L, and you attend games. How does that work? I don't even understand that.
You buy season tickets.
They don't give you free ones?
No, there's no freebies.
Oh, my goodness. That's a shame. Well, you're going to go catch the game, but Paul Love will be back with me next Friday night as we go to Silver Creek. But because of that said, many of the games in Jefferson County have been moved to make room for the Cards. Now, I've seen Cards play this year. Maybe they don't need to. Not been the best of season for U of L. But anyway, I'm going to be covering a game on Thursday night at Butler, PRP versus Butler, with Antoine Wardlow. We'll be covering that game. And then Friday night, back in Southern Indiana, Chris LeBar will have Mail at Bryan Station, also on Thursday night. So a lot of the games being moved. If you want to find out who's playing when, best way to do that is go to GLICOD.com. That's our website. It has it all right there. So anyway, my camera person's going, Thursday! No, this isn't a video broadcast. I'm sorry. Shanna got a little laugh there. Final score at this one, Floyd Central falls to Bedford North Lawrence, final 26-20. Jim, it's been fun, but
well, it was a Mike. I guess the best way to put it, it was a bizarre game. It was bizarre. I mean, I don't know how else to call it when you have that many penalties, and it was just a game. I would hope I would never be able to broadcast a game like that again.
Yeah, I never want to see it again, and I will never forget it.
No.
So, with that said, we'll wrap this one up for a rebroadcast of this game. For a historical record, you want to go out and see it, it's there. And the most in-depth coverage on high school sports, click on GLICOD.com. Join us next week at Silver Creek on Friday night. Tonight's executive producer has been Steve Bird with music by Jason Shaw. Statistician, spotter, well, we didn't have one tonight. We just did it on our own. And thanks again to Will Harper, our scoreboard operator, Ashton Beck, camera person. For Jim Kazmarek, I'm Mike Bexing. Good night from Bedford, Indiana. We'll see you next week. You've been watching football, high school football, on GLICOD.com.
This live broadcast of Kentuckiana Football Friday was presented by Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable since 1952 and available throughout southern Indiana. For the dealer nearest you, visit interstatebatteries.com. Tonight's game was also brought to you by Centra Credit Union for banking and financial services that are centered around you. Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll, who reminds you not to text and drive. Kentuckiana Oral Surgery, with 4 locations to serve you, including behind Menards at Town Center Boulevard in Jeff. The W.M. Kelly Company in New Albany, designing, building, innovating, and now hiring. The Locker Room. Voiner's Auto Air in Jeffersonville. Big or small, they do it all. And by Allstate agent Packy Page of Floyd's Knobs. He'll put you in good hands.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcast, visit our website, GLICOD.com, Facebook and Twitter at GLICOD. We thank you for listening to this live sports presentation from GLICOD Communications.